Yep.
Episode 30. Episode 30.
Oh, we
30
moving.
episodes, man.
30 episodes in.
We
30
moving.
episodes in.
30
Kitchen
for 30.
talk. It is not a cooking show, but we do
Nope.
eat. But we sit around the kitchen and have that real talk, that talk that you have only in your crib. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
You know what it is. You know how we on it. How you feeling today?
I'm fine. How are you?
You fine? I see you looking fine. You got a lot of tension. How you feeling?
That wasn't.
Everybody feeling, everybody feeling. I'm gonna tell you like this. Go by the name of Maino, aka KOB, aka O. Ray Gibson.
Why you say nasty shit, Ray?
Cause I'm a nasty motherfucker.
Oh, Ray Gibson, baby.
I feel good today, man. I feel super good today. Shout out to your favorite tomboy, Georgie.
Yeah.
Shout out to Fat Ricky from Fulton Street.
Yep.
Yeah.
My girl Harlem Rock.
Yeah.
Shout out to Coach Golf, Optimus Prime, and my man, McNougaty himself.
AKA Sanford and Son.
Shout out to Petey, man.
Shot
And
you.
before we get started, this episode is sponsored by Halal Bros.
Halal
You know what it
Bros.
is. They got a new spot over there in Queens Village. Make sure you check them out. And super big shout out to Pearls Monroe. We got salmon bites and a lot
Salmon
of
bites was hitting.
yeah, but that's just the hors d'oeuvres, bro.
I'm ready for the entree,
That-
the hors d'oeuvres.
that was just the hors
I think
d'oeuvres.
those the appetizers. You keep saying hors d'oeuvres. Those the
Appetizers and hors
appetizers.
d'oeuvres is
I know
similar.
how he is when he learn a new word. He just keep using
Oh, he just learned
You
It's a
learned
big
that?
word.
That's a big word.
Spell it.
hors d'oeuvres.
This is crazy. I'm
Georgie's
Nah,
getting
nah.
shot at. I'm getting shot at already.
Nah, he read a lot of books.
Yeah, like,
He had a lot of time, quiet
books
time.
in those them dark days. Hey, God, bring my music in, cause I feel like it's good. Hey, you already know what it is. But check this out. This is a special day today, right? I want to make this announcement right now. I do not, and I'm saying this is me, Jermaine Coleman. Okay, I do not have a lot of industry rap friends. Okay, I do not have a lot of them.
Real one.
Like real ones that I could call and we could talk or whatever. We could go to lunch. We could go to each other's houses, like build, meet each other's families, all that type of shit. I don't have a lot of that. You understand? For whatever reason that is the game. It is what it is. A lot of people don't understand what the game is. It's hard to really make those relationships and have those relationships flourish. Okay, so I probably only got 3, if that. You understand?
Okay.
And one, probably the closest one, is my guy right here, Jim Jones, aka Capo. Round of a fucking applause. Yeah,
That was love.
I do not have a lot.
Lobby boy.
Lobby boy, for life.
Yes, sir.
How you feeling, my brother?
I'm feeling pretty good.
Hey, pretty high. And I'm smoking weed with him. And I'm smoking. And listen, I don't get high.
That's a thing.
Off of weed, that is. But
right now, so we know it's real.
well, hold on. So they know it's real.
No.
So they know it's
Inhale
real.
it though. You gotta inhale it.
Okay, I am inhaling it.
I'm just
First
saying.
of all, you
Don't be
have
like,
to
don't be like Bill Clinton. Inhale, my nigga.
supposed to inhale first, then blow
Damn,
out.
can you be the judge of that?
Can you-
I just
yeah.
feel
Am I
like.
doing this one? No.
No, you're not. No, you
Not-
inhale.
One more time, one more time. Just one time for the one time.
That shit hit me in my chest too.
No.
No. Oh, nah. You're not giving back. You wasting a good pack. The good pack.
Whoa. That was
Wasting a good pack,
Moving
bro.
on.
That was crazy. I probably needed that. I hurt my back this week in the gym.
Right.
Yeah, definitely.
They use marijuana for pain.
Yeah, I probably needed that. Medicated. You know
People
what
that
I mean?
have sicknesses going through pain, they prescribe marijuana.
Well, we
For a
definitely.
lot
Yeah, I got my
things.
medical card. I'm medicated. I don't get high.
I hear you.
Shout out to Saucy. That's a company you started.
Yes, sir. That sauce pack.
Yes.
Shout out to that sauce pack. Got me high before.
Go in all the dispensaries in California.
Ask for that sauce pack.
Ask for that sauce pack.
God damn, man. Shit. I feel it, though. No, I did-
Thinking about it again?
No, yeah, I feel it though. Cause you know what it is, I don't smoke. But let
Your
me tell
eyes
you,
are squinty.
let me tell you something, though.
We got you right here.
I was like in the edibles. I took an edible. Listen, I got an edibles. I'm
That's
telling
how
you.
I feel.
No, the
See,
edibles
smokers
are
don't
crazy.
even. Some smokers don't even fuck with edible.
I just feel like with edibles, it's like
You fuck with
really gotta
edibles?
Stay on the high.
See?
Like you have no choice. You can't sleep it off,
Nah,
eat it off.
edibles
nothing. It
is
just
terrible,
in your
bro.
blood.
Yep, I
He'll
ended
smoke
up-
100 blunts, but he said he ain't fuck with the
Edibles
edibles.
is for niggas that's good at like pills. They take perks and all that shit. They could take them edibles. 'Cause that'd be like.
But tell me your edible story.
I got a couple, my nigga. I went and bought 25 cookies.
Nope, chocolate chip cookies.
I went and bought 25 cookies, oatmeals.
No, it's they was oatmeal. Yup,
cookie,
it was
oatmeal
yup.
edible joints, right? Man said, Maino, take half. I said, I got this. I'm gonna take half. It's all good. I ran out. I took half right in front of him. He said, you good? It's all you need. I said, bet. Jumped in the car. Was on my way to the studio. Me, Ricky, and my son Zane. We flying in the Bentley. I said, man, this shit ain't about nothing. I don't feel nothing.
That'd be the shit.
Don't tell me you ate enough.
Got to the studio, took another half. I said, ooh, wee, baby. Ooh, wee, baby. This ain't nothing. I need another half.
No.
Man told me take a half. Capo.
He on 1.5.
I'm on 1.5. When that high hit me, it hit me like, yeah, listen, it hit me crazy.
Stand up, bro. You
Nigga,
can't
I
even do
started
nothing.
laughing and couldn't stop laughing.
Yeah, until you
I tell you one thing, right? And this nigga God's my witness. That shit affects your nervous system.
It does. 'Cause
I was shaking like this.
He said, yo, drive, nigga in the front seat like this.
no, that's serious.
Yo, I can't stop shaking. So
No,
what?
seriously.
Right before
And there's
my
like nothing you
Nigga
can
said,
do about it.
"Nah,
Right
I
before
brought him
my
home.
birthday, I
He
had
said
that
he's in the
experience.
bed moving his legs. I move my legs. I'm riding a bike. Nigga in the bed moving his legs like he riding a bike. So, yo, I'm.
Like we're in a car and it's not the Flintstones.
Yo, listen, I was high to Monday or at least Tuesday.
I had to come to the.
Friday.
I had to come to the
That shit
crib.
is
You just
different.
gotta let it ride.
That's when Zane was young. I had to come
Yeah.
to the crib, pick Zane up, take him to eat breakfast. He couldn't do nothing.
Whole weekend.
Bro, right before
In the-
my birthday, I had the gummies. I ate a whole pack. I ended up in the hospital. I had a whole anxiety attack. I couldn't breathe. I thought I was gonna die.
Yeah, that shit different.
Like I was in there. I was calling my mother like, you know, I love my kids. You know, I just. But it was so scary. I never been. And you know, when you smoking or if you, I've had edibles before, but I usually have the treats. I've never had the gummies. So usually, you know, you be on a cloud. You be in another space. I was in a black hole. Like I was literally blacking
That's what
out.
it does. Some people.
I was
Yeah.
like, oh.
Okay,
Hell
now
no.
imagine that shit on the plane and you sitting down in first class and you fighting with yourself like, nah, don't even go this.
Yeah, you
go.
can't go to lower.
I keep sinking in the seat like,
This is not
this
the
shit's
seat
about to
we're
go
flying
bad. I'm
in.
on a
This
plane
is
like, I'm
you.
never going to be able to fly again.
Yeah.
I'm about to-
Yeah, I'm telling you,
Yo,
exactly.
bro, I don't know what's going on. Yo, I start praying, everything. I'm in my seat like,
Yeah.
the lady talking to me, I'm looking at her like, I can't even speak like, bitch, I'm
be
about
on
to
that.
die.
I was
yo,
shaking
shit.
No
this.
flowers.
Trying to-
Paranoid
Would
too.
you like some wine? No.
That shit
I
attacks
just
you.
want some
Yo, listen,
wine.
one time I ate a brownie and I was in the crib with a girl, right? And I said to her, turn the TV up, man. I can't hear it. And that's because I was chewing on something and everything I was chewing on, the candy I was chewing, it was just loud, like loud in my ears, right? So I'm just
You're
like,
just
what
hearing
the
your inner-
fuck? I'm like, this shit got me tripping, right? So this what happened. I'm like, man, I dozed off, man. Rewind it. She said, nigga, your eyes wide awake. Your eyes wide open. You looking dead at the TV.
I said dozed off.
So I thought I dozed off.
Yo,
None of edibles
that's why I'm
is
fuck
But
with
I'm
him.
one of
Yeah,
those
they
people
are.
that'll try almost everything once, and the
And
one
it-
time I tried that, I was real stuck.
Nah, we
like,
said we gonna do some shrooms.
Nah,
On
fuck
this,
Not on this
that.
we gonna try it. Not on this one,
Not on this
but we
one.
will try it one day.
Look,
I'm
he
trying
like,
it.
nah, y'all
I'm
good.
saying.
Gotta try it before I get out of
That,
here.
I'm not trying nothing.
ain't trying
You
it?
never had did shrooms before though?
I'm not trying
Come on,
nothing.
man,
No,
like-
that shit might. I feel like I might not come back. I'm cool.
That's what I was
I think
scared of.
you-
I see niggas
That's
on that
what
dust.
I
You know,
was
I
That
scared
ain't dust
of.
though.
I see niggas hit that
No,
dust
no,
and
no.
don't
It
come
never
back
come
for
back,
four,
ever.
5 years.
Ever.
Like, yo,
Look,
gone.
Them niggas still gone.
I only do plant-based drugs.
Plant-based drugs.
It's a plant-based drug.
Plant-based drugs.
Cocaine
So,
is
it's
pretty
a-
much.
Plant-based, yep.
technically,
'Cause it comes
but
from the
that's
coca
not what I
leaf.
said.
Uh-huh.
I just feel like plant-based drugs you can trust because the earth
on
has
this
things to
plant-based.
offer you.
You can trust
Period.
The earth has things to offer you,
Trust that
but
totally.
still with
She
it.
did it.
Stop being out of my side.
Plant-based though.
Listen, you on that plant
I'm
base.
never judging you though.
Coca leaf is a
You
plant.
know I'm never judging you.
Look,
You know that,
All I
right?
care about, all I could care about, all I thought about was, I'm in the hospital and somebody might be seeing me tripping and record me. And what if I don't come back? What if I don't come back from this?
That's a real thing.
If I
Permit
don't
trip is a real
come
thing.
back from
We
this,
should put
that's
like
all
a
I can think about.
advisory here. Permit trip is a real thing. So you gotta be careful. I know
a lot of people who never came back.
What the fuck is that?
Permit trip is where you just like go to, I guess,
Permanent
take
trip.
a trip and you don't come back.
Permit trip.
It's a permanently you tripping.
You see people who
But it's just like
never came back.
Then you on the roof.
Who's been through things in life, know your limits.
Then you on the roof playing one-on-one with
but
Nutso, nigga.
sometimes- right.
Then you on the roof playing one-on-one
Yeah,
with
that's
Nutso.
Yep, you on the roof. Forever, man.
Like forever.
That's the thing. I never want
God
that.
forbid. Not
Yeah.
the wood. Where's the wood at? But
Now read it.
anyways, yeah.
That's crazy.
Read
Yeah.
what is on.
But that's again, permit trip is a thing, like I said. But I think it's just something that you gotta like. You have to know your limits, and that's with anything. That's with drinking. That's with anything. Like you know what I mean.
He don't know his limits.
Who don't know his
See,
limits?
that's a you thing.
Nah,
So maybe
We had
we
this
shouldn't do this
conversation.
you thing.
We had this conversation. You don't know your limits.
You don't know your
Rick
limits.
is here to limit
That's why I don't drink.
you don't got no.
And that's your limit.
At
You know
some
what I'm saying?
points,
Like,
You drink sometimes.
Yeah, and it go bad. You see what happened with my birthday?
Your birthday, we was up all night.
I'm like, tell the story.
Twisted.
at some point,
His birthday, we was up all night. We
Yeah.
didn't go to sleep.
At some point, you don't got no ceiling.
Having an engineering
That sounds like a good
contest. Me, you, and Dave East. I'm engineering. Who better, me or Jimmy? Who better, me or Jimmy? Give me another drink. We going up. No, I got limits though, bro.
No, you don't have no ceiling sometimes. Sky's the limit for you.
Nah, but ever since we had that conversation, I chilled.
I'm saying before the conversation. Now you got it under control.
Based
I
on
commend
what?
you for that. You got it under control now. But before then, it was sky's the limit. You
that's
gotta
the-
carry him out.
That's from the tobacco.
You be in the
'cause I
club
like to
talking
talk.
about, yo, Rick, I can't feel my feet.
You can't feel
What?
your feet.
I seen this
Can't feel
nigga
my
barefoot before. I seen
So,
you
yo,
barefoot
yo.
before. I
And
can't even
that's
remember
the
where I
limit
seen
we're
you
talking
They
barefoot.
got carry
You
him
see
out.
me,
I seen you
That's the
barefoot
limit
before.
we're talking about.
Whoa, hold on. The brother said he seen me barefoot.
I believe
In the
it.
club?
We saw you
Nah,
barefoot
outside
last
of the
episode.
club.
Outside of the club.
Outside of the club.
It's possible.
Was that
Walking
the
to
name
the car. I
about?
think it was like Miami or some shit like that.
I remember
No.
With your socks on.
we did
It's
see him in
possible.
Miami one time.
Jimmy blowing me up right now.
I'm coming out of Live.
Hold on, no, you know what happened?
When we coming out of Live,
I got so fucked up. I took my shoes off. I think we was in Opium. No, it wasn't Opium. Not Opium. Mansion. One
I
of
know
them.
I remember that. You be seeing them. I think we was coming out of
Now,
Live.
sometimes like it happened before. No, it did happen before. No, I'm gonna be honest though. I'm never gonna lie to that. I'm never gonna keep it real with my dogs at all times.
matter what.
No matter what. I've been so fucked that I took my shoes off and I'm barefoot in the club. I've done that. With my feet out. In the club.
Ceiling.
No ceiling.
No ceiling, man.
It happened.
Sky's the limit with this dude.
It happens though, man.
Only nah.
But
A lot of things happen.
That's not regular shit that happens. Shirt off.
I'm boring and I'm out.
Walk around the club with a shirt off.
shirt off is not that bad.
No, shirt off is not that bad, but when you start taking your shoes and socks off, you out of line.
Yeah, I ain't with the shirt off in the club. When I see niggas with their shirt off in the club, I be like, damn, where you at? Why you got this?
Where you
Why
not
are you
here?
chest naked inside of this
It
establishment?
happens though. It happens.
Sunglasses on.
It's so hot.
Why are you
It's
chest
so-
naked in this
We-
establishment though?
My nigga, let me tell you.
His excuse is his tattoos is a shirt.
It's a fact. Let me tell I
I
walked
can
in
dig
greenhouse
that.
in the
I can
shirt.
dig
on
that. That's an
before.
expensive shirt.
A painful one. I walked in the greenhouse with no shirt on before. I walked in there with no shirt.
I might say I did a couple obnoxious things walking into to some of these establishments. I don't know if no shirt though.
But let's talk about it though. Let's talk about you. Let's talk about
Talking
you.
about it.
No, we don't talk about this over here. Jim Jones. When I came home from prison, like this is the height of Dipset. I'm talking about the New York City streets. I missed the tunnel era. We could talk about that. When I came home, it was Sessa, Club Show, Lobby, Planet Hollywood.
How do you remember all these? How do you remember
all
all these
spots.
names?
All these names. And all
Planet Hollywood. Mars. We was
Mars
on
2112. It was Chelsea Diner.
Chelsea
I
Diner
remember
was-
you pulled up to
was
Chelsea Diner 30 deep. What was it? The Nissan Z you had back then?
Yeah.
There go Jimmy and these niggas here. Look at
It was
these,
like a
look at these
regular
Harlem
30
niggas.
deep was like a
Was a normal.
normal,
You
yeah.
had to move 30 deep.
Coming in the club with a 50 box of Dutchess.
Yes, all the time.
Like you gonna smoke 50 L's in here?
But that's it,
That's
but-
when they smoking Dutchess.
But,
the
but,
50 box.
but here go the
we
thing
was
though.
loose. We was going crazy. I was talking to somebody about that the other day. Like, but it was different. It wasn't. If there was social media back then when we was pulling the shit we was pulling, no good. We'd be in jail or some shit.
Word.
You was banned from a lot of clubs.
I was banned from every establishment in New York City, mayor's ordinance.
Damn.
So it came to a point that every time I would go out, they would lock me up walking out the club. Are you ready? Let's go take them to the precinct.
Yeah, you was pretty. You
You had pretty big figure over here in New York as far as
sounds like
troublemakers is concerned. You know what I mean?
I was telling somebody this yesterday, one of my young boys. I was like, I can remember when the rap police was the gang unit, when I used to go to the tunnel like 60, 70 deep. They went from the gang unit to rap police when they started seeing us making so much money, and then 50 had got shot, and that was the whole thing in itself. That's how the rap police was created. Then I remember from them locking me up every time I went to the club, so one day, now I'm popping. And I remember I just bought the coupe Benz. I'm up in like Gun Hill Road by the
hold on.
Party.
So what musically? What music do y'all have out right now? Is it your solo era or is it still the Dips?
Nah, this is my solo now.
It's your solo.
This is my
so this
solo
is Certified Gangster.
A little bit, probably
A little bit before that.
A little bit after.
Yeah. Certified Gangsters.
Like
I remember.
2004.
What
I remember.
album?
I was home for that.
What album was that?
Certified Gangsters. That was
Certified Gangster was the first album.
first album.
First album?
First album.
So it was Pray for Rain album when it started?
Nah, the
Church,
Rap, the rap police.
On the way to church?
The second album was when the rap police started getting really heavy, really heavy. Because then we started establishing all the success. And then I remember trying to park in front. I was smoking in my Benz, parked in front of the club, a Jamaican joint uptown in the Bronx. And I see somebody banging on my window so hard. I'm like, whoa, what the fuck? I look up as the nigga Sean. You know Sean.
Of course I do.
So Sean
That's
was
the
first,
coolie head. Yeah.
Curly head nigga.
Yeah, Sean was the first detective or whatever.
Right. He
Or
was
whatever.
the main
He
one.
was-
He's the
But-
first
No,
21
but
Jump
Derek
Street.
Parker is
Derek
how it
Parker
started, right?
Derek Parker got nothing to do with rap police.
But wasn't it started
He's
over him?
just a friend of police.
But didn't it start? I thought it started because of him.
It started because he was giving them intel.
Oh, shit.
He was a friend of police. He was letting them know how the whole
He's an
rap
ex-cop,
industry-
though.
Yes, and he worked at all the clubs, and he was informing them on how everything.
'Cause he was in
moved
front of the club.
in the rap police in the rap business. He wasn't no motherfucker. You know, I used to OD on Derek
Right.
when I was younger. I wish I never had, but you did. So he was one that was pretty much informing all the rap police the information on who's who and shit like that. To my knowledge, that's what it seems like. Cause he never was police. He just was head of security that used to be police or whatever.
Used to be
he had.
police.
You dig? And
Now,
so-
he used to be a cop.
Ex-cop
So he ain't
that
gonna
knew
go snitching.
that kind of knew.
What was
He's
going
still
on?
tapped in. He's still
tapped in, same shit. So Sean was like the first detective that they had on me. Remember that at that time they was just on 50 of them, and then they was on us, more or less me. So Sean banging on my window, like roll the window down. I'm like, Sean, never forget I'm about to smoke this blunt because if you about to lock me up, I'm gonna be high when I go inside the
At
tomb.
least.
The nigga banged on my window, roll the fucking window down. I'm like, here we go. I roll the window. He like, yo, shit has changed. So now we here to protect you. Everywhere you go, we
Right.
go.
That's what they say.
And that's what they say. Keep your nose clean, kid, because we're gonna be everywhere. And I mean
Sounds sketchy.
everywhere. Like, I mean everywhere. These niggas will pull me over 4:30 in the morning while I'm in the city, like, yo, we like to go home too. We got family too. You ready to go home?
Wow.
Like, yeah, I'm going home, man. I'm gonna go across the bridge. They can't call me across the bridge. Like, you dig? Like, them niggas really was there for years
So
out
when
of my
they-
Is
career.
that when rappers come to Jersey? Is that like a thing?
No.
No.
This what I'm telling you doesn't happen to these people with these young rappers couldn't fathom what the amount of shit that was
Different.
going through the
Right.
city at that
So,
time.
but wait, I got a question. So if you getting locked up every time you go to a club or something like that, what's the excuses that they're giving y'all?
No, he had a.
I had an
mandate.
ordinance from the
Yeah.
mayor's office that banned me from all establishments in New York City. So me being a
anytime you went
hardhead,
there-
I still want the
He
party.
not. Yeah, he not stopping.
When I would go to the clubs, they like, you want to. You gotta
go
take
down
it. Now we gotta. You dig? So that's how that was.
I remember I had beef with, not beef, but he was pissed off at me one time, nigga. Sean, we pulled in front of greenhouse. He started knocking on the window.
Fought or like.
No, greenhouse. No. He banged on the window, roll the window down. So I told the driver, yo, see what he want. He ain't like that. He ain't like that. I ain't roll my window down. So when I got out,
Them niggas get.
they went to the
Right.
club. He grabbed me up. Like, you want to be smart, right? Anybody I see in your section smoking weed, they going to jail tonight. I said, all right, I don't smoke weed. I don't care what you do.
They get
And I went in there. I said, yo, listen, y'all, I made it hot. Do not smoke weed. He on us.
You know,
Warning.
you know.
He on us.
I remember that era. You know, it was a different city back then. I was just coming home from prison. I was coming home with a lot of, you know what I mean? Trying to,
You got a lot of aggression.
lot of aggression. This nigga talking though.
So you know why I want to? Because I'm like, yo, Maino just came home. Okay, right? They tell me who Maino is. Cool, Brooklyn nigga. You know I run with a bunch of Brooklyn
Making a
niggas.
point.
But he keep talking about Kim and Jimmy. I'm like, what the fuck is this nigga keep?
Hold up,
mentioning
let's go
my
back.
name for?
Yo, listen. Just like I said, me and Jimmy good friends. Me and Jimmy did not
Now,
like each other.
these days.
In these days, this was so real. And this is like I tell people all the time. You don't always gotta end how you start. You know what I mean? And you never know. Me and Jimmy hated each other. Right now, I'm a fan of Dipset. Right?
Yeah.
I'm a fan of Camera. I watched the whole movement. But I'm a nigga that
One
like
of
to
the
be
greatest
outside.
movements.
One of the greatest movements in the city. I like to be outside. But guess what? Guess who's always outside? Jimmy and 20, 30 niggas. I'm like, yo, this.
Speaking of the did you know all 30 or you knew 15 and they brung up +1?
Jimmy was outside. You don't understand what I'm saying. You don't know.
couldn't know all 40
No,
of them.
it don't matter. Don't understand.
If I had 10 with me, it was 20 missiles, heat seekers, everywhere I point, nigga.
It was a different era.
Definitely, yeah.
The nigga was always outside. He was moving. He was one of them niggas. It wasn't. This is a different type era though. Like who you was, you had to be who you is. You understand?
You had to be who you
be who
is.
you are.
You couldn't do it on the gram.
Nah, it ain't no gram.
You had to come outside and
Come
do
on,
it.
yeah, exactly. So if
Photoshopping.
niggas knew who you is, it's because of what you was. You understand and who you are. So it was like he around Brooklyn niggas. You know, niggas know him in my hood. I'm talking to 3D Melly and all these niggas know him. But I'm like, every time I see this nigga, it's just like some shit in his chest, some shit in my chest. Yeah. But you know what it was?
I'm tough, you
It
tough.
wasn't their fault. It was because I was talking crazy on the music. like
Wasn't it?
I came out with a song. I came out with a couple songs, and then it used to be tension. I'm gonna tell you one time I came up in Cherry Lounge. Niggas do not remember Cherry Lounge, bro. They do not remember Cherry Lounge. Cherry Lounge was a club up in Harlem. What was that? Amsterdam.
Hunt 28th in Amsterdam by the bus depot.
My nigga.
Yeah,
used to own that shit.
up there.
Listen, I came up in there with Kim one night.
Under the
It was in the
tracks.
cut. Jim Jones is in there with at least. It had to be 90 niggas.
And they was in Harlem, you know it.
That was the night
Niggas had to go,
we went
niggas
crazy
had
in
to
there
go
that
far.
night.
They had to go far.
We went crazy in there that night.
Yo,
We went crazy
I know those
in there that night.
bouncers used to be like,
We tore the whole club up. I
Nigga.
remember that night.
I know the bouncers be like, nah, man.
Wells was in there with me.
Els was in there. It was a lot of y'all.
It was a lot of different rappers
you know
in and out of
yo,
there,
you know
too.
what's crazy? All like the Dips, Vampire Life, everybody Burger. Like I wound up getting cool with all them niggas. I wound up getting cool with all they niggas, right? But it was a couple instances where I was like, these niggas. I remember one night it was me, Envy, and Buck from Brooklyn, and we in the club, and Jim and them come through, and it's an ice match. It's an ice match, and them niggas just stood in front of me. You remember that night we was at Soul, the old Ruby Falls.
This nigga know all the
Yeah,
clubs.
yes.
Very important.
Yes.
Very important.
Yeah, this is
That was a
different-
golden era, man.
Yeah.
It was.
Definitely.
This was a good era. This was when
man.
Spirit. I remember when Spirit was
Spirit.
popping.
Spirit.
I remember
I
I
was
first
16.
got the Maserati 4-door. I pulled up in front of. I stunned so
That's-
hard. I pulled up in front of Spirit.
time
Jada Kiss
out.
was in front of the joint. He said, "Oh my God, what the fuck is this you got?" I hopped out wild. I left the door open, windows down. Went in the club, key in the car, everything. Music blasting. I'm in the club. The car. When I came back outside, the car was just like that. Doors open, music blasting, and all that.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm out.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
You had the motherfucking Maserati piece. The
Yeah, to go
chain,
on the front of the
and
car.
you took off the car and then hung it on the chain. I said, nah, these niggas
Yeah,
out of
but
control.
That's
These niggas out of control, bro. That was a good. That was the era.
I was wasting my money, bro.
I had friends who, like, I swear to God, you couldn't tell them they wasn't part of this. I used to be
What?
calling them out.
Yeah, let's talk about that though. Let me no because
Word.
What you talking about?
You could
Hold
be
on.
from Long Island. I'm
I
different.
have a friend who swore
Like
he
y'all was giving out like niggas memberships so everything. I'm
hold on, for real though.
Like, who,
The game as it is, right? The fact that y'all coming as the Dipset, y'all impacted a lot, bro. Y'all impacted a lot in the culture, dressing, slang,
It was
style. Like y'all impacted a lot. That like how did when y'all was going into it? Was that like a plan?
Yeah, everything me and Cam did back in the day was called. We used to say it was premeditated murder, NWA rules. We used to sit down and watch everything NWA did, and like just coming up as fans, the Source magazines, all the videos and shit like that. So we just wanted to make sure that we were seen how we wanted to be seen. Above all, we didn't want the labels to paint no picture for us. So that's why we were so on top of all our shit, had all creative control and all that shit, because we wanted to make sure people seen who we were.
Right.
And that's how it spilled over like that. It had nothing to do with the label. It was all us. So everything that people seen was all us. Just me and Cam, like, let's do this, let's do that. Rags on the spinners, let's do that. Like, let's do
Did y'all
that. Like,
capitalize on any of the trends that y'all was starting? Cause y'all started a lot of trends. Like niggas from Brooklyn, we was getting in the car 4 deep. We was going up to 145th, getting all the Pellies and the Gore-Tex beats and all that.
I never really got to capitalize as
Did
much
Jeff
as
Hamilton and them
we-
niggas
as
ever
much
say-
as much as we could have? We made some bags off of that shit throughout the years, but we wasn't advanced in that type of business sense per se. We was so much worried about the music money. There wasn't nobody in our ear telling us how to get all our ancillary money that we could have made as the diplomats and shit like that. You know what I mean?
I think
feel like
Harlem.
nobody had to tell you anything, and you always was just like, make it a moment. Like, you know what I mean? I feel like Dipset was always like, make it a moment. Everything it was just like, this is what they do.
That's what Harlem
You know
was
what I mean?
about.
That
Yeah,
store
that's
Harlem on
what
145th, they owe you some stocks in that shit, bro.
Facts.
You know, that shit is closed now. It's over.
It's closed now.
They got one-
But
they got
back
one
then,
store. I
yeah, did the
respect
old
them.
boy video.
Those is my guys.
I bumped into you in there a couple
LA's,
times.
Vansons, that was-
You used to be handling them in there
I
too.
still have my Vanson. I refuse to let it
Handle
go.
them niggas every
Handle
time I
them.
want
No, nigga. Listen, I know the prices. Give me all that.
It was definitely
Even when he want to leave and walk out, so now he
mother.
bugging right now.
You know, a lot of people from out of town, they don't understand, like, especially back in that era, like when they think of New York, they may think that we all kind of similar, right? There's a difference between Brooklyn and Harlem as far as aesthetic, as far as slang,
Brooklyn, Harlem,
everything.
Queens,
Especially
Bronx.
back then.
I think the Bronx is kind of more similar than it's more closer than
Similar to
Harlem.
but
Yeah,
it's
similar to
dirty.
Harlem.
Yeah,
There's no
Bronx
difference.
and Harlem is
She said dirtier. She
Harlem
she got a point.
Harlem is a borough.
Parts of New York.
Harlem is
Right.
a borough.
Yeah, Harlem is his own
Big
thing.
heart.
Yes.
Cocky as fuck.
It's
Definitely.
like Brownsville and Brooklyn are 2 different things.
Right.
You gotta understand.
Right.
No, Bed-Stuy.
Oh, I thought it was
Bed-Stuy
Bed-Stuy.
and Brownsville.
Also,
Bed-Stuy and Brownsville, 2 different things.
She talking crazy. It's the
No,
Put
style.
that out there real quick.
It's the style.
Brownsville.
Yeah.
Brownsville and Bed-Stuy, 2 different things.
Yeah.
It's true.
Shout out to Luck, but
Yeah.
we different over.
Yeah,
We some
definitely.
fly nigga. I don't know about
Yeah,
Brown.
but
Shout out to Brownsville.
the thing is,
Nah, Brownsville lit, but we was more.
you was born in the Bronx though, and then came to Harlem later.
I was born in Harlem in a hospital named Flower Fifth Avenue. That is not there anymore. I grew up in the Bronx at a young age, and then I always bounced back and forth to Harlem. I went to school in Harlem all my life, elementary school from like the 1st grade. So that's how I moved to 1199. That's the east side. That's where I actually met Cam at. Cam moved over there to live with his grandmother at a young age, and that's how me and Cam forged our relationship and shit like that from being on the east side.
You took me to your projects.
Yes, that's Tab Projects, and then we shot a video 1 project's over from my block.
That's
like,
when
from
me and
rap,
you,
from my
me and
house.
you, when me and you shot the.
Yeah,
Is that so?
That's
Taff,
Foster Project. Taff was behind Foster, but we was on Foster. That was on Lenox.
all right, because remember I told you I would come to King Day, King Dome.
Kingdom. That was the project. He
That's
was
the project,
That's
right?
where we was at. That was Kingdom Project.
Right. That's the east side.
No, that's the west side.
That's the west
where we
side.
was at. Me and Cam grew up on the east side.
And Cam was on the east side.
Yeah, but Cam is from 140th. That's on the west side. But 140th on the west side was nut ass crazy in that era, like nut ass crazy.
This was like Big L and all. This is that era back then, right?
Nut ass crazy. 88, 89, and the whole 90s. So Cam, I believe they put Cam in his grandmother's house. Went to school and all that from there, but he was uptown every day with Huddy Combs, God bless and shit like that. Him and Huddy Combs is real like partners in crime.
Right.
Man. They was advanced. So it's probably like this in the whole city, but at Harlem you really become a man in like 15.
Mm-hmm.
So I can remember like Dre Hud when younger, his name was Dre Hud, then he turned
That's Huddy.
That turned
I
into
knew
Huddy
Huddy,
Combs
man.
and all that
Rest
shit.
in peace to
But
Huddy.
at a young
Yeah, well,
age, he was
facts.
very advanced. Like he was moving like he already had it. 15 to 16, he had the gauze, hobo jackets. They going to the rink. We going to the skate key. They in all the parties, Cotton Club. He dragging Cam to the car. They going to parties that I can't even get in like that. You know what I mean? The Cowboy Club or whatever that shit was like. So I respect her. He was definitely, but the whole Harlem was like that. Like niggas get packs to 15, 16, and
No, that's a fact.
they off to the races. And
I used to be
in
in Spofford and group home with niggas from Harlem, and they was always fly. They always hustlers. You know, I was a young boy that was always like getting in trouble, and I was always locked up with kids, other kids that was 14, 15 that was from Harlem, and they would tell me stories and stuff like that. I remember being in Watertown Correctional Facility when Horse and Carriage came out. I remember you from that video there. Horse and Carriage, right?
Yo, come downstairs.
When he was like me and Jimmy, when it come to me and Jimmy, it's
Like
me
me
too.
too.
Me
Like
too.
me
Yeah.
too.
Yeah. What that era right there was that era different from the era when y'all kind of became the Dips?
Yeah, because you got to figure Cam was always a multi-platinum artist.
Right.
And when he started, he was always shaking and moving. He was a big
So
star.
this is when y'all went on.
Yeah, this
from-
is like
from my
90,
hood.
from 97 to
98.
like 99. Then
Okay.
unlost the deal. And then when unlost the deal, we had to go back to Sony. And that's when niggas was saying Sony was a terrible label to be on. And Cam and us was all depressed, like, what the fuck gonna go on?
But I feel like that album, that's the SDE album, right?
Yeah, that was the
I feel
Sony
like that album was the birth of the disc because that was the album that let me know with the
100%. We went street.
Jeez,
Joel was on that shit, all that
I
shit.
felt like that was determined.
You know that shit.
I know, because no.
Like I love that podcast.
Don't start him up.
Okay.
No.
Hear a rap.
No. Because I'm gonna keep it 100. Because so many as a black man, niggas be on their own dick too hard, right? And the nigga be like, yo, I just do me, and I don't give a fuck. Like, but before I even got here, before I got to the town, I was a fan. Right, I was a fan of the music. I was a fan of the movement. So I watched the whole shit, and I'm saying that from a real place. It ain't no fucking It don't make me feel no kind of way, but to give a nigga his roses, give a nigga his flowers right now. You know?
Nah, thank you for the flowers.
Nah, I gotta give it to him. So what I'm saying is, the SDE is when I seen like 2,000 Bloods. I what the fuck is this? This is crazy because you got to remember at this time in the prison, see the Bloods and all that shit started in the prison system. I was there when it started, right? Yeah. So what happened was it started to trickle to the streets. So now around the time of 98, 99, 2000 and all that, it was in the streets, but we wasn't seeing it in the videos. We wasn't seeing it in popular culture. This is the first time I saw that.
Yep.
It's the first time I seen that. Niggas in a video with 2,000 niggas.
Like everybody came out their apartment.
That was crazy.
I had to show. I wanted to show the world that, especially the West Coast at the time, like, yo, I know y'all feel like y'all created the gang banging and all that and all, but we over here banging like a motherfucker. And not just a little bit, a lot. And my projects was the first blood project.
So where was that? That was where you took me.
Yeah, that's right there. That's the first blood project in New York City. Non-Trey Billy, bang bang.
I just think y'all always made it look Like, you know, I was never a part of it. Obviously,
that was
but
that.
I just always looked at it like, yo, like
I
this
remember-
is
yes.
Harlem.
But
Like,
it's not even
this
about
is
being fun.
what-
It's like,
this is
damn.
what it is.
It's a family.
But above all,
Yeah,
that's
just
what
look
Harlem.
like-
It's like
Slow him up.
That's what
Unity,
Harlem is about.
like,
Harlem is
yeah.
about stunting, having a good time, getting money,
Yes.
new
Money,
cars,
cars, and clothes.
parties all day, barbecues in the summertime.
niggas.
That's
Out
one
here
thing.
with sneakers like
That's one thing me and May
Period.
always say. Is the difference between Harlem and Brooklyn. You could get in the car, cruise through Harlem, and then every block you go on is lit.
Yeah.
Niggas is outside.
It's a fact.
Brooklyn is kind of like that, but it's different. Everybody is inside the projects.
can't do that.
and
Yeah,
Can't
it's
really do
different.
that. Everybody's, but you could spin
more
through blocks.
divided.
Our culture is a little bit more different.
You
Like,
might not
sleep.
can't pull over on every block of Harlem, but
Yeah.
you definitely can spin through that.
but
motherfucker.
but no, even to this day, it be live. You still
Yeah.
pull up, it's 300 people outside.
Yeah,
You know what I
100%.
mean? Like, Brooklyn is not really like that. And then we opened up the store in Brooklyn. We opened up a store in Brooklyn, what was that, last summer? Threads. And, you remember how hard they was on us? Like,
Yeah.
they come and they, yo, man, they not used to us being outside like that with
that's a
200,
hard-
300 people.
Now you see how the video was? That's like a real regular day in Harlem.
Yeah, I know.
That wasn't like
I know.
video. I mean, it was
I
a
know.
video, but that's like how every
know.
day.
We
We wasn't there. Y'all
Every
still
time.
been out there drinking.
Lit.
Still been out
Because
there.
I done been out there to block parties and,
Yeah.
and niggas eating food and cookouts and girls. I done been out there, people drinking. I went out
Because
there.
remember, Harlem is so small, so everybody knows everybody, whether personally by third person, like period. Like
Right.
I don't know you, my man
Right.
know you or know somebody from your block. Like nah, my man live on that block with her. Like everybody knows everybody in Harlem through some way or somehow. So it's like, you know what I mean? It's a ill dysfunctional community. But it's a, you know what I mean? You know what I'm trying to say? Like Brooklyn got wild different parts. You from the Star, you can't go to Flatbush. Oh, this nigga blood nigga from the Star out here, the best crap bill nigga. We in Flatbush, nigga, blood
It's actually not fair to compare the
You
two.
dig? Like
We
Definitely.
do it. Yeah.
you heard? Like
compare whole
you know I know. Like you
Brooklyn
can't
to
just
Harlem.
move around Brooklyn like that, bro. Yo, bro, yo, bro.
It's different.
I remember getting trapped in a beauty parlor in Brooklyn. Yo, first of all, let me.
Never have it.
Yo, Melly had to come get me out of so many spots in Brooklyn, Canarsie Projects. I'm in there going.
What was
there.
you doing in Canarsie?
This is what I'm saying.
How was you doing in Canarsie
Why
Project?
was you even over there?
I'm not going to Canarsie Project.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. When I'm young and you know a nigga be chasing buns, a nigga
Right.
go anywhere for the bun. So, but I was ready. I'm always ready for it. So this one I had the Z. I pull up to the Z and I got the and the Z. So I'm like, all right, I pull up to the Z. So I jump out. I leave the and the Z and I go upstairs. And then I hear niggas in the hallway like, nah, send that nigga outside. Through the door, I'm hearing this like, oh shit.
Nigga, like, hold up.
I like,
It's in the Z.
I like.
Left it in the Z.
Like, oh.
I call him. I never forget that nigga. I never forget. I call these niggas like, yo, y'all gotta pull up. He like, blood, why you keep doing this? Why every other week I gotta come
So
get you out of a different
far.
spot in Brooklyn, bro? Yo,
So far.
Brooklyn
Crazy.
is bad, bro. Nigga, for real, like
You was in the
yeah.
wrong part,
Nigga said
though.
Brooklyn is
Then
Canarsie,
I go to a beauty parlor to get my hair done. Of course, I knew the owner of the beauty
Where
parlor.
you was
whatever.
at?
In Flatbush.
But see, this is
Then you in the wrong
So
places.
listen to, I'm chasing buns at a young age. You heard? Bitch said she owned the motherfucking beauty parlor. I'm like, I'm pulling up. You dig? I'm pulling up. Pull up. Get in there. Get my hair done. All of a sudden, it's 40 Crips outside. I'm like, oh shit.
Well, let me put my do-rag on.
I ain't signed up for this. I just needed my hair
I
done.
like the hammer came in the fridge. Look, I got the gun, but I'm
Sign
like,
up for this.
I
You
back
got
this
enough
out.
for all
Nine
these.
times of this, somebody, them niggas got more than one of these. I said,
That's a
man,
fact.
I had to do the 911. Yo, y'all got to get over here fast, bro.
Right.
Like, I'm trying to be cool, but I'm getting nervous on the low. Somebody,
the star, you connected to the star.
Yeah.
You've been connected to the star for years.
fucking Brooklyn, man.
Come on, man. Brooklyn, baby.
You in the wrong spot.
Ron Voss.
I'm telling you, man, Brooklyn niggas is different, man.
The star, man.
He came to my block a few times, fought Marcus Garvey.
Oh, he was on Marcus Garvey. He definitely was on Marcus Garvey.
100%.
Well, all up Marcus Garvey.
Marcus Garvey, Jefferson, and all this other
Yep.
shit.
100%.
Definitely was over
I
there.
feel like these are great stories about when people used to be outside. You know what I'm
Nobody
saying? I'm just
outside
like,
now.
wow, outside, cool.
Brooklyn got a mean underworld, boy.
Fucking right.
I'm like, now we're on the internet talking about.
I mean, but when you
slang
from
and
Brooklyn,
stuff.
you know, like it's kind of like you already know like what parts are the way they are. You know what I mean? Regardless. What you about to say?
Well,
You
at that
didn't
time,
say something.
I felt like I wish a nigga. I really wish anybody in this world would
I
play
know.
with me. You heard? You did? Because when these niggas pull up, you heard? They ain't pulling up.
That's a
Wag,
fact.
you heard?
That's
Like,
a fact.
so that's how I was back then, though. You did when I was young and dumb and just moving real stupid and chasing buns and shit like that.
What you was saying about
No longer being outside and being on the internet. Oh, so basically, today or basically this week, people have been talking about some stuff.
Right.
False, true, whatever. But the internet is a weird place, and friends of the show, friends, whatever in general, T.I. and Tiny are in the news all over the place.
Right.
And it's just a weird thing. Like, I just feel like
What they in the
people
news
believe
for?
this or not. Long story short, they think they're sex trafficking.
what?
Like, we already knew they were spicy, but I feel like that's a whole other level. Like,
But do people know what the meaning of sex trafficking
Really
is?
don't.
So if you pay for the pussy, that's what? Sex trafficking. A pimp gets locked up for what? Sex trafficking. A whore gets locked up for what? Sex trafficking.
yeah, but
So
about like 20 people came through.
you're not hearing me. I don't know what's going on. I just want people to understand. Real people got to understand the real meaning of sex trafficking. It sounds so bizarre, like sex trafficking. These niggas is trapping bitches in the
When you
basement
first
and
hear
never
that,
leaving them. Like,
yeah, when you first hear that,
So a lot of people don't even be knowing really
Yeah, when you
what's going
first-
on. Like,
when you first hear sex, when you first hear sex trafficking, you think of kidnapping
just
and
whack, man,
holding
'cause
against your will and making them have sex. When you first think of the word sex trafficking, but like he said, pimps get charged with sex trafficking, prostitutes get charged with sex trafficking. So what
Anytime you
level-
pay for sex,
trafficking it.
he was trafficking.
You're trafficking it.
I thought it was like
Not saying. I'm not saying that.
so basically
I'm
any
not saying-
prostitution ring.
No,
is
I'm
sex
saying.
trafficking.
No, I'm asking a question.
A
Yes.
ring?
Well, you know what I mean. Any
Yes.
prostitution
is
is
sex
So
trafficking.
you're a madam,
Women want
and you
So-
got women under you. You're a sex trafficker.
No, but I'm asking this. Let me ask the question though. So if
You are, I guess.
if I'm not saying no names, but if Ricky was
Nah.
was to purchase some buns,
He's sex trafficking.
he just sex trafficked.
He's not the
I
one.
guess I-
No, I'm asking. I'm asking.
I don't know technically how it goes,
Yeah.
but that is sex trafficking. That's
So,
involved in
I
the
guess
sex
I played in
trafficking.
traffic before.
No, I know. But I just want to say because
This nigga said, I guess
I don't want to say. I'm not saying that I sex trafficked before.
Played in traffic.
But
How about
I'm saying
how about if you pay for?
if I have
Oh my God,
paid,
If you pay for a flight.
if I have paid
Let's-
for some services,
That's listen.
They all.
It's just
This is the
it's just
last
terrible.
episode.
I just want to explain a little bit about what sex. I don't know what's going on. It's terrible that they got T.I. and his wife in the headlines like that. I don't even want to talk about it. I just pray for them, wish them the best because I know it's all bullshit. We didn't see it happen to too many
That's a
people.
fact.
Yeah.
They done caught with Bill Cosby on some bullshit. They done
And
caught a
it
lot of.
feels like some,
You know what I mean? Like it just.
that. Like,
and I agree with 100. And I feel like people are quick to jump the gun on things and quick to point a finger, quick to judgment.
And the media blows
That's a
everything
fact.
out of proportion
That's a fact.
so fast.
Because it makes
So-
good. It make good clickbait.
especially
fact.
these days, like, it's a slow news.
Once you put T.I. and Tiny up there, it's automatically sex trafficking. You click on that. They
I
gonna-
got into a whole debate on Clubhouse. I be on Clubhouse sometimes, and it was a room.
Sometimes.
Sometimes I be on there. Sometimes. It was a room called T.I. and Tiny need to go to jail, and I was just like, my nigga, as a grown
Why would
man,
you put that up?
exactly. How would you,
First of
as
all,
a
why y'all
man,
in
like
people's
how would you
business
even
like
do
that?
that?
How y'all even have an
How you that
opinion?
invested?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. How you have an opinion on something that has nothing to do with you at all? You don't live with these people. You don't be with
Don't
these
even
people.
know
You
them.
don't know these people. Why you putting that
They
out
never
there
purchased
like
no
that?
pussy from
To
none
go
of
to
your
jail,
family
though.
members.
You go to jail and then say, "Oh, I'm doing it to create a discussion." No, this is not a discussion. You sit up there, you're reading what the blogs say, which
You
which
creating a bad
bullshit.
narrative is what you doing.
A
It's
super
terrible.
bad narrative. And come to find out, from what I'm understanding, is some of those text messages and all that was fake. People were saying that they did it just to see just to do it. So like it's just
people playing with
and not
people's
and anybody, and I'm not trying to make light of anybody that could be a victim in any circumstance, but at the end of the day, some of that shit bullshit. I've been lied on. A whole bitch, and I'm saying bitch. A whole
we was
bitch.
lied on.
No, it was me. No, because I went to jail, nigga.
Me too.
Bitch said I put my hands on her. I never touched her. I never
Act
had
like
no
I ain't go
contact
there,
with her.
too.
Nothing. Never
That's
no
fake,
contact
too.
with
I didn't
her.
know that's why you went to
No, I went to
that's
jail. No,
No.
Whoa.
I'm like, wait a minute.
You went too far.
You trying to
No.
say my man got a 5 to 15.
No. This is as a rapper.
Like, I learned so much.
I caught a rap case. I was in the paper for some bullshit that I didn't do. And what happened was that it came out that she was lying, and then I was vindicated. And it was just a small. I was in the news. It was a
all
small
people
article
gotta
in
do
there.
is say it when it comes to a
That's
person
it.
of any
Yeah,
success
she
or
said
fame. If a person say it, then it's going. You got to go through the whole trial and tribulation of unnecessary.
She
bullshit.
said I hit in the head with a champagne bottle.
You?
Yes, she
As
said.
big as you is, you had to hit in the head.
That's
with
what
a
I told the
champagne bottle?
nigga. Niggas stand up on my bed.
Your head off your heels. Why would I hit you with a champagne bottle?
That's what I asked him. Like, yo,
slap the
I asked.
shit
I said, you
out
think I need to use a champagne bottle for her? Like, come on, bro.
I would have slapped that bitch back home. Like,
she
bitch.
wasn't unconscious?
Word.
Right.
And she told the story.
She told the
She
story.
never had no bruise, but they did find out she was lying. They found out she made the whole thing up.
Yep.
And I'm speaking, you know, and so that people can understand that we live in a time where people
Yeah,
just
but
make
it's
up stories,
crazy up.
bro.
We
Just
living
make
in
up
the
shit.
times that niggas can sometimes the lie could even fuck you up just as bad as you was.
can.
It was the truth for some shit. You
Especially
did.
with the internet.
You got a lot of shit pending. So now when all of this bullshit goes up on the social media, some of these things that you have and doing business
Pops up.
with
That's right.
ends a relationship. Oh, we got to back out of this. Oh,
They
we don't
back
wanna do
up
business
before
with
they
him.
even know
Oh,
the
we don't wanna
truth.
do business with him. Oh, we out there. Oh, we out there. Now you go through all of this shit to prove that you was innocent and backtracking and getting back to all these bags that you had going 9 times out of 10 won't happen.
Yep.
Let
The
me
door's
ask you
already
something.
closed.
Let me ask you
Internet
something.
gives everybody a voice.
That's a fact. It gives everybody
that's
a
the
voice.
problem.
And you in particular, I was talking about you earlier, and one thing that I learned from you is that I watched you take on a lot. Meaning, I watched a lot of rumors circulate around you. I watched niggas talk about you. I watched stories come out you, and I watched you not even say a word. And that to me is impressive because it take a different type of strength to not even address it. It take a different, like, nigga, I'm so official. I don't even got the, nigga,
Too official dressing
too
room.
official to address a rumor, nigga. I watch you do that time after time, and that's
Tell you some
impressive,
shit.
bro.
I don't even talk about who's a rat because I feel like I'm a rat when I start telling who's a rat.
Right. I feel you.
You understand what I'm
I
trying
feel
to? You understand what I'm saying?
Can I get some?
Like
Can
that.
I,
Can I get
Can I get
something?
something?
That's good.
What the fuck are you doing over there, man? No, what the fuck are you doing? I need to understand that the man is saying some shit, man.
No, that,
Come on, man.
that
No,
was.
it's crazy because it'd be a bunch of niggas we feel as gangsters all be on the gram. You know what I mean? Like, boy, what we doing? We thugging or bugging?
No,
You
right,
heard?
but
you niggas is supposed
Exactly.
to be.
Supposed
Why
to be-
y'all niggas even on the gram?
Y'all niggas not even rappers. Y'all not
Why you
entertainers.
on the gram? Why you on the gram?
Rapper.
Talking about some ill shit. Like you did.
Right.
Like it just be. I be watching certain people and shit like that. The gram is a motherfucker. Everybody wants to be famous in some way, shape, form, or fashion. Like I thought that we try to shoot at people back in the days to get away with it and make sure nobody knew it was me at all. Like what? Who did that? Like what?
Right.
Nah, we knew that. What? I don't know. Niggas like I got the girl. Oh, yeah, nigga, real nigga. I just ate the whole block up there. Like
Right.
boy.
Right.
Niggas, are we just want to go to jail? What's going on? Like everything
telling
is
yourself,
changed.
Because
bro.
we living in a time now. If people don't see it, then it didn't happen.
It didn't happen.
So now everybody's. It's like they want to prove it culture. It's like if I shoot somebody, I gotta shoot a nigga. I seen somebody sent me a video today of a nigga killing 2 girls today, and he was on live. This happened yesterday. All right. So what I'm saying, everybody want to show it, but what I want to ask you is this: how did you, like, because they take a different type of strength to not
Ask that question.
deal with to not address that?
Yeah,
Like,
like,
how
what's your
where that
sign?
come from?
Oh, what? Oh, you're a
Where it
cancer?
come from?
Nah, but cancer is generally sensitive.
What we addressing? What somebody else feel is the truth. That's what we addressing. I know what the truth is, and if anybody been in the streets or been through anything remotely that has to do with some real live, I'm not talking about no petty. You got some packs and you sell drugs in front of your block, nigga. It's a different level of things that we do here. So if any of you niggas been entwined with anything like that, then you understand totally what went on. You dig? There's a difference between different shit. Like I don't even want you did. You know what I mean? You did.
I get it.
But there is when let me see. We're not even gonna talk about it. So, but the strength I have come with the commitment I made to the niggas that I love.
That's right.
You heard? You know what it is. You dig? Like I love them niggas to death. And if I could change it, I wish I could. If I could get them to listen to me at that point in time, I wish I could, but it didn't. So through that, they always kept it true with me, and I'm always kept it true with them. Especially my nigga Mel. You one of the coldest niggas I know and shit like that. You know what I mean?
Shout out to Melly Mel, man.
Yeah, but I got business to handle. Like you dig, like we in a real game. You dig? If I start to entertain these minuscule things with these little boys that don't even get $1, then fucking up my whole bag.
That's right.
Also,
How am I gonna be the weatherman talking about all this type of stupid shit?
Like, cause I know when you dealing with rumors or when you dealing with false truths and stuff like that, that could affect you, regardless of, you know, response and reaction or whatever, and learning how to respond before react. But even with that, like with your feelings and stuff like that, or just things going through your head, have you ever had anybody around you to like speak some shit into you, like to keep you calm or to keep you cool without you having to do it?
Do you meditate?
Do I meditate? No, I don't meditate.
Like you had, like, you know what I mean? We all, especially in your eras, like OGs and shit like that, like don't even worry about that. Like don't even, you know what I mean? Like just talking to you and just keeping you cool, keeping you calm. Because I know you keep your little niggas calm, but who keeps Jim calm?
I don't really got no OGs.
Okay.
But one of the smartest people that I do know that takes me off the edge, off the ledge a lot is my nigga Trav.
Trav?
Yeah.
Shout out to Trav. I take him off the ledge every now and then.
I mean, vice versa.
Definitely. We all do. We all call each other. I take him off the ledge. Whoa, nigga. No, we're not doing that. You even called me one time. No, don't say nothing. Don't say nothing.
Yeah.
Don't say nothing.
What are we talking about?
That's a fact.
But
this is why I started is because I was telling somebody today that the way that you handle certain shit is admirable to me. Because I've been through shit with niggas who's coming at me. And I'm, what? Me? And I had to learn how to do that. How to take shit when niggas are shooting and just brush it off. You know what I mean? Because the more you give into it, is the more big you make it bigger anyway. Like you give life to it anyway.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Especially when like you're the bigger name, like at 015XOXO.
I like that. Put something on that right there. I like that.
Before Instagram, if you heard somebody say something about you, what was your response? It wasn't no talking. When I see you, I see you.
That's a fact.
I see you.
But it was a different time because it was only about seeing you. Because it's like it wasn't no posting videos. I wasn't holding the device to my face.
Because it's different. Niggas could see you. You don't gotta leave your crib.
I went to address it.
Niggas could see you and you don't have to leave your crib. Before you had to be outside for niggas to see you.
Yeah.
I feel like on that note too, like this is actually a question I want to bring up because you're obviously well respected, like in the streets, in the game, in hip hop in general, right? Gang culture, right? These days, it's actually it's a thing to really call people out. Like no, like we were actually talking about this garb earlier. Like we have this guy CJ right now, and shout out to Staten Island, whatever, because I live there right now.
Who?
But CJ has the whoopie song.
Oh,
right?
okay.
And now that he's like number 1, 2, whatever, like. Everyone's just like, yo, like, you're not really part of the Hoopty gang or I don't know. Like, I don't know gang. I really have questions.
That's some new shit.
Now it's just like there's people coming through and they're just like, no, you're not a part of this gang or da-da-da. Like, into 2021, you, as Jim Jones, like, looking at all of this, you know, and understanding your responsibility in it as a mentor, as you know what I'm saying, as an icon, whatever. Like, what does it look like to you? Like, what does this world look like?
What do you mean?
Just this gang culture, like owning this, like, is it even important these days with this whole 6ix9ine thing happen? And just in general,
that's
like,
fuckery.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I just feel like all that stuff at this point is just like.
Do you feel that same way about a sorority and a fraternity?
Yeah, I do. But that, I mean, I went to college and I never really did the sorority thing or any of that stuff. I understand the mentality behind it.
So then you couldn't understand it.
That's what I would like to though, because I'm just like, if there's no money in it, like, what are we talking about?
Well, first of all, there's a lot of money in a lot of different things. And if you say there's no money in sororities or fraternities, then I think you're dead wrong, because that is one of the main reasons that people join that brotherhood or sisterhood, is to end up with connections that will help them further their college career into getting to a bag of money. That's what it's all about.
And that's fair. So when somebody gets to the bag of money,
that goes with any group of individuals. not a group of individuals that's out there doing crime to do crime. If they out there doing crime, then 9 times out of 10, the goal is to make some money at the end of the day. Whether a crime is wrong or not, the goal with these brotherhoods and sisterhoods are to end up making some money and become a tight knit of individuals who can do so. That's what it's all about. Now, being a gang member is not a crime at all. It's what you do as being a gang member becomes a crime. You could be a blood all day.
It's actually honorable in a sense. Like, you know what I'm saying? Brotherhoods and
not to cut you off, because it's a lot of rhetoric. You know what I mean? And I speak to lawyers all the time, and I just want to expound on a little bit on what he just said. Being a member is not a crime. It's what you do while you're being a member that becomes a crime. I just want to throw that out there, because there's a lot of niggas is throwing out videos talking about, oh, niggas is locked up for being members, and no, you're not locked up for being a member. You can be a member. That's not a crime alone. So yeah, I just wanted to throw that out there.
No, but that's fair. But that's my point. So like, in a sense, if somebody's running around with this flag or whatever, saying the phrase or whatever, but doing good with it, like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
there are a lot of positive gang members. Like,
listen,
like
Snoop never ever hid his affiliation, bro. Never.
No, he definitely didn't from the start.
And you still Uncle Snoop, and you still made it mainstream, all the stuff. Like, you know what I mean?
Listen, I'm not trying to cover anything. We all know gang culture comes with a lot of violence, but in the midst of that, there's a lot of good that comes out of it. There are a lot of good gang members. There are a lot of good people that are affiliated with gangs that do help the community and look out for the community all day. I don't think that we're pushing the issue to just promote violence. A lot of us are each one teach one to lift each other up. That's what it's all about. It's always been about that.
Because you gotta understand that we're living in a different time right now, and even with that, you have social media. People want to take things and they want to amplify it. So if this is gonna get me 1,000 likes, 1,000,000 likes, 100,000 likes, whatever it is, then this is what I'm gonna continue to do, because this is building the attention towards me. So some people don't care about their integrity. Some people don't care about what it causes. They only care about the attention on themselves.
So I don't. It's hard for me to sit here because I don't want to be a hypocrite. So, through my experience of being involved with gangs and gang affiliations, I used it as a strong net of brotherhood, which I love the brothers that I affiliated myself with, and I also use it to help me advance in a lot of different things that I've done in my career, and that was the respect that we had and shit like that for each other, and I helped a lot of people in the midst of what I've done with the gang culture and bringing it to the mainstream and commercialize it. But by no means did I never want to glamorize it. I definitely want to get paid from it. But as you get older and shit like that, you see, as much as the good things everybody talk about, there's always been a bad side that kind of followed us, a dark cloud that kind of followed us as being a Dipset from everything that stemmed from us, the promotion of the gang culture and shit like that. So
I just think you're a good example of someone who did it right ultimately. You know what I'm saying? Like, yes, of course there's a dark cloud, and of course there's a lot of things that come with it. But like, if you were to show somebody, like, look, this is what you could do. This is why I did it.
That's
and
what
this
we.
is where I came
That's
out
what we
of it.
do every day. When people look at myself,
I don't think that's where it's at in 2020.
But you're not listening to me. When people look at people like Maino and myself in our world, we're showing them this is things that you can't do. We have changed the narrative tremendously from who we were to who we are now. And trust me, we've been with the worst of the worst of any individuals you could probably imagine to turn our life into what we're doing now. Not saying that we're angels, but just saying that we knew what we wanted to do, and this is a blueprint that so many other young people could follow, even in the midst of the troubles that they're in right now. If that makes sense.
No, it does, because it's all about the journey. It's all about evolution, right? We come from, impoverished homes. We come from the ghetto. We come from struggle. We come from pain, right? And we adapt to that, right? We get into the street, we get into gangs, we get into brotherhood, whatever it is. I was never personally in a gang, but me and my niggas love each other like we brothers. We take care of each other. We took care of each other for years. You fire on us, we fire back. We get money together, we die together, we live together, we bleed together.
Bad boys for life.
That same ethic, right? This nigga, what the fuck you talking about? Curse you the fuck out, nigga.
Bad boys for life.
Both just being, looking through it and looking at your journey, that's what you're focusing on. Brotherhood, and I made it happen, and I learned from it, and exactly,
right.
blah, blah, blah. To me, it just, like the younger generation that's not what it is.
They're young though.
Like, that's true.
And they were young at one point.
Right.
They made mistakes at one
when
point,
you're young,
too.
you're very impressionable. Like it's easy for you to slide into different directions. Very easy to get caught up in different things. It's like waking up like, oh shit, I'm in a gang, and that's how quick it is and shit like that. Because what you and your niggas going outside to do is end up what y'all gonna do. So when you grow up in Taft and Foster projects, and the whole project is blood. Talking about the whole project is blood. Then you heard what he said in the video. He never seen no shit like that before. So you know what's gonna go on. Now, whether you blood or not, you like, what's up, blood? They like, what's up, blood? What's up, little blood?
Because
like,
it becomes a part of the
you
culture.
blood, you blood, nigga. You in this hood, you live in these neighborhoods now. It's, what's up, blood? You, if I carry you, it's a blood now. You dig? You didn't sign up for nothing, but you in that neighborhood, and you can't put it down.
It becomes a part of your culture. It's part of your neighborhood. It's a part of your upbringing. It's a part of the way you live. It's part of the way it's part of the way of life. You know what I mean? And then you exude that shit.
And then when you young, especially when you young and the big homie like, what's up, little blood? And tomorrow you like, what's up, big blood? And then he like, what's up, little blood? And you going back with your little niggas like, nigga, nah, nigga, I know you're little blood.
But then one day something's like, nah, you not blood.
It don't work.
It don't
You're not
work
blood.
like that.
That's my big blood.
You
That's
know
how
what?
it is.
I'm just saying, as a young person, how easy it is for you to get caught up in a gang and shit like that. You know what I mean? Either you looking for love because you come from a household that had nothing to offer and shit like that, and your mother might have been out there, your father might have been out there, and it's just you stuck inside, and you see the love that the gangs is giving each other and shit like that, and you need to be a part of that. There's a lot of it has to do with a lot of love issues. Everybody need love, and that gang, how nobody looks at it, there's a lot of love when you in that.
Or he might be older.
It's the brotherhood from outside.
Yeah, if he might be older, he cool. You don't have a big brother figure.
All of
He
that.
look at you like that's my big
All
brother.
of
You
that.
give him
I
that
think-
love as a big
All of
brother.
that.
It's definitely love.
Central?
All of that. But then
No, I think what it is, I guess my point is, like, I think my perspective of it changed a lot after Nip passed away, and, like, this whole cultural moment happened, and then, like, now it's just, like, I just see, like, a younger generation that just, like, don't know what to do with it. Like, you're explaining literally, this is what it's for.
They still need time to make their mistakes.
They gotta
we
make
made
their
we made
mistakes.
ours. Like
100%.
I had to do 10 years in prison to come to then sit in prison and ask myself, damn, what the fuck am I doing out
for
here?
me to avoid prison, I may have spent $4 or $5 million in legal fees.
You see?
Literally.
So we can't run down on the young niggas.
Somebody got a
Right.
nice house off of you.
Nah, it's a fact.
$5 million.
He got a nice.
It's a
No, it's
lot.
about the lawyer. He got a
Yeah,
nice.
the lawyer.
Lawyers, different
Yeah.
lawyers, different.
He got some
Get
good.
locked up like
All together.
it's a lot you got to learn from.
We can't run down on the young niggas for being young niggas
at all.
because they have to have the opportunity to make the mistakes so that they can grow because it's a part of the journey. I just want them niggas to live. You understand? Because I know what it felt like to live. Because now when I was a young nigga and I felt like life didn't matter because I didn't give a fuck about living, right? It wasn't until I had the opportunity to live that I cared about living. Like, oh, this shit feel good. What?
And you also
That's
I
100.
go front my grandma passed when I was just turned 18. So now you got to figure my grandma passed. It's just me and my grandma. Now I'm strictly on the own by myself. Lost my mind. So everything that I know that I know for my life is gone, and I'm like, it's just me now. And raising my sisters, so I kind of felt like you felt. And then when Cam and Mace got kicked out of school and they ain't have no place to go, I let them come to the crib, and I felt like I
Cam and Mace was staying with you?
Well, they both got kicked out of school, so Cam didn't want his grandmother to know he got kicked out of school.
They was playing basketball too.
At different schools.
They was coming to your house every morning like they go to school.
Your game didn't look like you.
They used to live with me. Mace got kicked out of school, and Cam was in Texas. He got kicked out of school, but he
Your
came back
game
home
didn't look like it
and
was
act
that good though.
Huh?
Your game didn't look like it was that good.
I was
You
kind of nice.
No,
I was kind of nice. I was kind of nice actually.
Really?
You can ask me.
I'm gonna check on that though. Check on it. I'm gonna
Check on it.
I'm gonna double back.
Check on it. I could show you a bunch of celebrity games that are
No, we
30
gonna-
and 40 and
I
shit
seen
like
your
that.
celebrity games, bro. Like,
What you think that stemmed from?
it's different.
Nah,
He's
yeah.
trash.
Celebrity game is different though.
You know why I was nice? I had to play with all the nicest niggas in New York
I
City.
know about
because
Cam.
Listen, so
I
this is
know
what I'm trying
about
to tell you.
Mace. Nobody said
Without
you
Nick.
outside with the gangsters.
Without Nick.
Yeah.
This is what I'm trying to tell you.
I'm not gonna argue with you, bro.
Okay.
What I'm saying is,
All right.
look.
The word never got back.
The word never got back. Basketball game.
But you got
Street shit. Okay, I'm like, okay.
You can ask anybody when it comes to ball. I get busy because I got Cam and I had to play with all the nicest niggas. That
We play. You remember we
This is
played
Harlem.
ball? We played ball together.
This is Harlem.
How
remember?
are you?
No, me and I played ball.
No,
with him.
how was your game?
No, I'm nice.
He's
I played
trash.
ball. You forgot we played.
Not nice.
No, fucking no.
It's not nice, nigga. I remember that,
Remember
nigga.
that, bro?
It's not nice, nigga.
Can I tell the game?
Not nice,
Last
nigga.
episode, he did a little jump
No,
shot.
can I tell you the game? It was the day after Summer Jam. You brought me out one day at Summer Jam, one Summer Jam Sunday. I performed 6 times at Summer Jam one day. Jimmy, yeah, definitely. Jim Jones brought me out one night, right? We performed Summer Jam, we killed it. The next day, I think we went to the Nike gym. It was me, you,
Chris Brown. There was a lot
Waka
of niggas in
Flocka,
there.
Jewels, that's who I could, just to name a few.
You
Know
got
what I
I
mean?
recorded this.
Yeah, it's footage of this.
It's footage.
It's footage of this.
And you got busy.
This one I got to see. This one I got to see Chris Brown really.
Yo,
was a
Chris Brown
basketball
could play.
playing
Yeah.
mother.
Chris
Hold
Brown
on, but
could
you
play.
got busy.
Did I get busy?
I'm asking you got
Yeah, I
busy.
got busy. I got busy.
I'm like, we add this in.
I got busy. I got busy.
Did he? He get
Look,
like
run
he
this-
scratched.
Everybody was
Run
playing.
this-
Nick scratching his head.
I know.
Did he
I
really
beat
get busy
him.
or he was trash?
I can't.
I beat him on a one-on-one, so I don't know.
You can't remember.
And I don't play ball, and I beat him.
already know I
Beat me don't mean I don't get busy.
I know. I see a nigga you did beat drunk 5 o'clock in the morning.
How the fuck you get in the rap game when you came home? That's what I want to know. I always want to ask you this question. How the fuck did you become a
Nigga, how the
rapper?
fuck you get in? Who let that nigga in?
12 man years. You come out as who the fuck is this nigga?
Who let
what
this
the
nigga
fuck
in?
you talking about? Brooklyn nigga for like who gives this nigga deal? I don't know. Like what the fuck is going on? And I see little Kim, I'm like, oh, it would be her. She fake on some Brooklyn shit. What the fuck is this nigga here, man? This nigga looking like the nigga from
Man,
Juice.
no.
Out of here.
Raheem. Nick say, yo, Q.
No Q. Yo, listen, I got out. I came out 2003, March 5th.
Right?
I just came out on my violation. My son was born.
What time? You knew that.
I did 10
Right,
years.
what
I did
time?
10. I did 10 years, and I came out.
What time
for
did
the
they open the
violation?
doors?
Came back. Never forget. I came home on a Tuesday. Came home on a
Was it
Tuesday.
sun out or was it raining?
It was early. I took a plane home. You know, my niggas was getting. You know, they was getting money, so they took care of me. I came home good. You know what I mean? And man, my mission was to get in the music game. I didn't believe I was the best rapper. I felt like I was a hustler. And I felt like I needed it. I felt like we needed to do something different than what we was doing. You know what I'm saying? And we out here, we drilling and getting in this, you know, we doing shit. You know what I mean? Like, let's at least try this. And like you know, I was a fan of the music. I'm a hip hop connoisseur. Like I know I'm a connoisseur. Don't ever. I'm a connoisseur. and I got out.
Had a lot of
And I
study
got
time.
straight into the mixtape circuit, the DVD mixtape circuit. K-Slay, Cutmaster C, Envy, Clue. I got right into that.
Robbie Raw.
And then I caught the DVD game. The DVD era is what popped me off because I was talking and niggas like the way I talk.
Talking shit.
I was talking crazy. I listen. Shout out to my little man.
You know what really pissed me off? When
What?
you had the two hustle hard chains. I was like, oh, he getting jury now too? Oh, I'm pissed off now. What the yo.
Nigga call it Melly like
Then you ran around with 80. I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, these niggas on
Yeah.
some tough shit too.
Yeah.
Like, all right.
Yeah. We was outside and we was going out and we was trying to get on. You know what I mean? I used to see Cap
They
on
had the
them.
black flags. I'm like, oh, now they wearing black
Yeah,
flags.
yeah, black-
like they
yeah,
on their own
yeah.
gang shit. Like, you blood, nigga. What
And
you
we
mean you
started
got
our
the
own
black
shit.
flag, nigga? Then I
how it
like,
used to be.
Melly be
Yeah.
like, that's my man. We,
Yeah, Melly.
Nah,
Melly,
they
I
on some
see
black
enough.
flag shit. They
Yeah.
need to be blood. He like, no, that's family. You bug it up. Like, nah, I'm not jacking that, bro. He like, yo, bro, do not put me in this position, bro. Like, why you keep doing this? He like, I don't understand you. Like, yo, I'm not jacking nothing, bro. I'm like, I'm not doing it. He like, yo, bro, Lil Murder, like, I'm whatever you doing, bro. You know that. Like, man.
Murder.
Shit, man. Maino got me in a lot of different shit, man.
Yeah, it was crazy. It was crazy.
And you guys are best friends.
That's crazy though.
You want to know how we met?
That's
You want to
crazy.
tell them how we met?
No, we met when you niggas was grilling me. Looked like you niggas wanted to put hands on me a couple times. You know what I'm saying? The fuck you mean? Like it was crazy.
That was Atlanta. I
Oh, in Atlanta when we talked,
Yes,
because
that's how we
niggas is
met.
following me though. You niggas is listen. I was coming up the escalator. I was coming up the escalator. They was coming down. Jimmy
Lennox
again
Moore, Lennox
with
Moore.
30 niggas.
Lennox Moore, right?
Lennox Moore. Now previously, I already know that we don't really like each other, right? And then next thing you know, I turn around, them niggas coming back up the escalator. I said, oh, these niggas, and them niggas is walking right by me. And I'm like, oh shit. And then me and Capples got into a couple words. Like, what's up, nigga? We got into a couple words. But you know, Melly was there. Me and 80 was together. And you know, and it's people's involved.
It was 80 and Sheik.
It never went in.
Remember
was
80
there.
and Sheik?
Yep, Sheik was here.
80 was like, yo, Sheik, man. And then I was like, yo, let me all that you.
Because you was heavy. Them Jersey. You was heavy.
Then I remember
Let me ask you a question though.
we went in Bloomingdale's. And,
Yeah,
then, and I was like, yo, my name is Jim Jones. I don't think that we've met, brother. You like, yo, my name is Maino. I don't think that we've met neither. And I was like, fuck this
So let me ask y'all a question. Did y'all like when y'all were in like the same
Bloomingdale's.
no, Bloomingdale's, whatever, whenever y'all was in the same like vicinity or whatever, did y'all feel like if you knew that Jimmy was gonna be there, or if you knew
This
that
is
Maino
really
was
like
gonna
the
be
real
there, and
first
y'all,
time.
like,
This was like
20
really the
niggas,
first
20
time that we
niggas,
really was like, I really got to see him. Like after I'm hearing the shit on the records, it was like really the first time. Like, and I'm like, Melly, I'm not going for it. I'm going back downstairs. He like, no, we're not going back downstairs. I'm like, I'm going. Who shit is this, man? I'm going downstairs, man. Fuck you mean, bro? They like, come on, bro.
Do we have to do this today?
yes, we do gotta do this.
But I was grateful that 80 knew Sheik.
Yeah, right. And we knew Melly, we knew Rossi,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? And I knew what it was because I had already niggas like 3D and everybody that would talk about you. And they're like, no, that's Jomo, Maino. Maino, that's Jomo.
See, that's a whole never part
This
of
is what
me.
I'm saying.
I know
And I'm like, Jomo.
I know a loose nigga from this nigga projects, from this nigga hood.
And they rock.
And they rock. One of the old school niggas. These niggas used to be in my house when I was like 15, 16.
They told me that.
It was just y'all.
They plotting on big shit. Like, I'm like, oh man, it's crazy. It's just crazy the relation,
just
like how
sound
it's
like a
crazy. Like since high school, I've been dealing with wild Brooklyn niggas, like wild Brooklyn niggas.
It just sounded like it was.
And then from that conversation we had in Bloomingdale's.
That was that.
Niggas like,
We got-
this
that
nigga
was
really,
that.
this nigga really cool. He like, this nigga really cool too. Did we become best friends?
Word, like that.
And,
That's New York shit.
But
period.
that's how it was. They got mad
we
mutual
clicked
friends in
though.
common.
We clicked though. And then we seen we had a lot in common though, because we both was getting banned from clubs.
Y'all both
Talk to the
the
same
same.
girl.
All type of shit.
We both was having problems with the fucking hip hop police.
Yeah, it was nasty.
Couldn't get into the club. They said, you and Jim Jones you're not welcome here. I said, I mean, god damn, baby. You know what I mean? Like fuck. You know, and then we clicked. I started coming over to the studio. You know what I mean? 'Cause remember you had the studio downtown.
Yep.
What was that studio you had with you built the storefront?
28th Street.
It had like a storefront, the awning and all that. That shit was dope.
Yeah.
Remember we went there?
Yeah.
That shit
Yeah.
was.
When we was going there, that whole shit was
40,
like,
right?
smelled like weed.
That was right on 4040?
Yeah, on Broadway. The whole shit
yeah,
like
yeah.
weed in there. Like, god damn.
Yeah, little orphans. Yeah, I remember that shit was dope.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a nice spot. I liked it.
No, we started working, we started clicking, you know what I mean? And it was just crazy. It was
Then we
just,
started
it was
doing
just
the Lobby Boys.
Lobby Boys from then. We was Lobby Boys from then on.
It's like that.
How did Lobby
Life
Boys
is funny
come
like
about?
that. The Lobby Boys came from when Diddy and Ross was like they the Bugatti Boys. We like, what? We the Lobby Boys. What's up? Who wants smoke? You heard?
And let me tell you,
We don't got Bugattis, but we in the
For real, nigga. What's up? We was
We in
smoke.
the lobby though, nigga. What's up?
Got a Bugatti.
No,
to
he
be
said
in
that in a
the
rhyme. No, he said that. I sent him a record one day, and in the record he said, who was it? Who was the Bugatti boys? Ross
and Diddy.
He said Ross and Diddy's the Bugatti boys, but me and Maino, we the lobby boys. It started from there, right? That lobby boy project is coming. I'm telling you.
That's a fact.
It's
We
a
gotta finish
fact.
that.
We got 100 records together, but it's definitely coming. We do. We record for no reason. You know what I
We
mean?
got wild. We got wild
We
records.
record for no reason.
That
That's
shit
it.
comes
We got some
Nah,
shit too.
Nah, definitely.
Word up.
It's coming.
You got that fraud joint coming.
You got
fraud.
the joint we did to the Big Daddy Kane shit.
Yeah.
Three cuts in the eyebrow. Trying to wild
Yeah,
out.
we did that at your house. We did a couple joints at your house.
Yeah.
That's on there?
Damn. It's my motherfucking nigga. I stay on the Jim Jones project.
Yeah.
Give me some fucking noise over there. Yeah, definitely. You know what I mean? For real. Come
You
up
guys
to
feel like the
my
Bernie Sanders thing? On
What?
the Jim Jones project? I just did.
This game is crazy, man. It's hard.
You're-
It's hard to do what you do, or things that we do to stay relevant and still
It
be
is.
relevant in this game at this time. With shit gets younger and younger, and it's different and shit like that. That shows a lot about you, my brother.
No, but we got to stay us.
Of course.
As long as we stay us and we stay true to who we are, I feel like we always going to have a place, because I feel like certain niggas is timeless. You know what I mean? I call Fat Joe for no reason, you know, sometimes. I'm like, nigga, you my inspiration, because you an older nigga, but you timeless. He timeless. Joe's timeless. I feel that about a couple niggas.
Buster.
Buster. Yeah, Buster. Okay, Buster definitely. Buster been around a long time.
Buster been around since
Buster
niggas been in
definitely-
elementary
Buster
school.
definitely been around a long time.
He been around
I'm
since
telling
I
you.
been in
That's what I'm
elementary
trying to
school.
tell you,
Let's
nigga.
not forget that part. Like,
I'll tell you.
fuck all that, nigga. I'm
a fact.
44,
In the
nigga.
game.
That nigga been around since I been in the elementary school, bro. With leaders of the new school.
That's a fact.
My man Charlie Brown. Who's that Brown? Fuck you talking about, nigga? You heard? Shit.
Buster been around for. Shout out to Buster, man. Buster told me he was coming over here too. Did we supposed to get Buster over here? We gotta call Buster though.
I was like working on
That's
it.
that's nah, cause Buster's the big bro though, definitely. No, we gotta stay in our lane. You know what I mean, and do what we do. Because when we do what we do, because it's like it's not about chasing, it's about attracting. I feel like we ain't gotta chase the audience. We play to ours. We play to the niggas that love us, to the people that love us, and that attraction is good enough. Like, you know what I mean? It's like when we did that motherfucker, when he was up in Harlem during my era, like I feel good. Certain niggas I come around, it's like I don't know these niggas. It's like, all right, I'm cool. All right, I see you niggas. All right, cool. But when I pull up, when Cabo see your man, we in Harlem. We'll pull up.
They show that
it's
love.
different because his niggas, I know his niggas is different. It's a different energy. It's a different energy. It's not like I'm fucking around some niggas I don't know. It's, you know what I mean? I done rode through Harlem on bikes. He don't ride bikes. I ride bikes. Willie, all
Big.
like that. Yeah.
No, slow up.
No, I do Willie. I Willie sometimes.
You heard me? I
No, I
said
do.
what?
No, I Willie sometimes. I Willie sometimes.
You might come
But I
through.
do a Willie. I do a Willie.
I ain't gonna lie, Brooklyn niggas swear they know how to ride them bikes.
I do a Willie.
Brooklyn niggas swear they know how to ride them bikes, man. My nigga Slicey used to be go, man, niggas can't fuck me on the bike. Like, you crazy? Like, yo, your niggas is crazy,
And then they
man.
get on the bike.
Yo, we come
He
through,
ride
man.
one bike, get on the songs, man. Throw it up for 8 blocks.
Throw it up for 8 blocks. One block, nigga. Throw 8 blocks on these niggas.
Eight of them shits,
Eight.
though?
I put a little bit on it. Sound good, though. What you talking about, nigga?
Nigga, I'm sitting 8 of them shits?
8 fucking blocks.
Nah.
Just as tens, but they clean, nigga.
Yeah, one of those lines.
Yeah.
That's a fact.
I feel like you guys are actually have like a blueprint going though. You know what I'm saying? Like you actually have made it happen for years. Like you have a brand, you have this, you have clothing, you have weed now, and you just keep it going.
I'm smoking with this nigga. You
Period.
understand?
Yeah.
Yo, hold up. First of all, I want to make this announcement. This is the only nigga to smoke in my fucking house. Okay? It's a fact.
Thank you.
And I'm smoking with this nigga. And that's kind of getting a bit smoking. I'm smoking with this nigga.
One thing I say about him, he's a hustling. This nigga hustle, boy. He might come out. He might got weed today. He
That
might
shit
have
was
drapes
my
and
chest.
flatware tomorrow. Matter of fact, pass the hand sanitizer. They got hand sanitizer.
Yeah, niggas got hand, yeah. Bring the Dipset hand sanitizer.
That's what it's all about,
Yeah,
though.
definitely. Niggas is hustlers. Come on, bring it in
They got hand sanitizer.
Any-
Like,
Hey,
any
That
artist that
surprised me.
And at the end of the day, it's still Dipset songs that come on right now in the club. That you
Yeah,
still,
those are timeless records.
hell yeah.
Come on, look at it.
I won't mind seeing that battle, that versus.
What
Who
verses?
would it be though? Do you know?
Yeah, I don't think they might not. I don't know. They might not want no smoke though. If you get 5 Jim records, 5 Cam records, 5 Joel Santana records, and then 5 Diplomat records,
It's a clean sheet.
who gonna put up to that? Who
they
you gonna
got?
put up to that?
50 got records. We all know
Yeah, 50
that.
got records. That's no doubt.
That's he gonna
But
play
I
20,
don't-
20 of his records.
Yeah, he gotta pay at least.
All right, no,
he
you
gotta
got-
play 15.
Cruise though, is it
You
not
got-
gonna be like the
He gotta play
cruise
15 of his and then
No,
3.
you got what's
I
that?
just know this. That
That
We're
anybody,
gonna do solo.
Yeah, they
but
all have records.
anybody that we go up against as a group
Yeah,
in
like-
that dynamic,
It's only fair that
it is not too many people that can handle it in that dynamic from our solo careers to us being a group. Like
Only-
Migos can't even do that. If you
Only
was to, if
person I
Migos,
feel that-
not this and say Migos is busting. It's one of my favorite groups. But if you break them down into
Five,
artists,
five,
Nobody
do
gonna
you
go
know
with y'all.
5 takeoff songs that you're gonna be like, oh, that's my, you know what I mean? Like, so you did as a group, Migos. Wouldn't right now we wouldn't even want that smoke because of the gap of how lit it is now to what we doing. But when you break this shit down to groups of niggas, I want to do that. Like we could go up against anybody they want. Like we had to get NWE back. Eazy-E had to come back down and really do that.
No, I feel it might be a good little wrestle, little fight. I think the Locks.
The Locks is dope. That'd be dope.
The Locks.
I would love it. I would do the Locks because
Dipset?
we know the Locks. So we can have a celebration more than we can have a verse.
Yeah, that's all. That's definitely.
I know.
Because it's too street.
No,
Gutter.
no, I want the Dipset and G Unit. You know why? Because
That'd be iconic,
y'all
bro.
was at the same exact time. If I felt like when 50 came through, he came through. You know, he had a lot of the commercial success, right? Because when I was still in jail, I had both.
Can't take nothing
Both.
with 50-50.
Can't take nothing from 50.
That Get Rich Die Trying.
No,
that
at all.
was one of my favorite.
Even
like,
the,
that
even,
nigga
the,
got,
even the music,
that nigga
even
shit
even
is
the
stupid.
mixtapes. I mean,
he
His
get-
catalog shit dumb. Like
He out of
him
there.
as an artist, 50 Cent. We cannot take anything remotely
not at
away
all.
from that man. That nigga has broken so many fucking records and numbers and shit like that. So we're not gonna do that. But as a
We
group,
talking about as a group.
As a
though.
group.
G-Unit versus
G Unit
Dipset?
versus Dipset. That's what I want to see.
I want
That's
smoke.
slight work.
Swiss.
He wants
Still.
smoke.
Let's,
I
no,
want
cause
That's the only
smoke.
people I can think of, but I feel like that's
It's
still
up
slight work.
and
Yeah.
it's stuck.
Yeah.
I want smoke.
no, let's talk about
Can
that.
you, hold on. Can
No,
we,
no, because I be texting Swiss in the
Hold
middle of the
on,
night.
hey.
No, I be texting
Hey,
Swiss in the middle. No, whoa.
Pause.
Hold on. Let me say what I'm saying. Hold on. No, I be texting him ideas. No, I text him one day and I said, Death Row versus Bad Boy, or Rockefeller versus I think Rough Rider.
Rough Rider.
I
That'd be
text
a
him
good one.
that. I text him that. He said he's working on it. But hold on. I won't get to your question. But I want to see Dipset versus G Unit. I want to see it. I want to see it.
Banks got some shit.
Jimmy.
Banks
Yeah,
got some
no,
shit.
everybody got some shit, but
Hold
it's
on.
5.
He said something that I just, before y'all move forward, can you please explain to me what is up and is stuck mean, please?
Oh, it's like we
don't
go
know
up and
that?
it ain't coming
I know
down.
what it is,
It's
but I don't
up.
know
It's
what it
stuck.
is.
It ain't coming down.
It ain't coming
never
down.
come. Hold up.
Never come
I'm about to
down.
Not coming down.
Hold up.
It's up, nigga.
I'm about to fucking
It's
lose
up and
it.
it's stuck.
up.
It's never coming back
That's
down.
basically
Thank
saying
you.
up and it's
Thank
stuck.
you.
Like it's
Shout out to my nigga 10K. You already know what it is. The floss. It's up. It's all the way.
never
up.
coming down.
We don't have white
It
refrigerators.
can't come down.
Damn.
You heard?
It's stuck.
It's stuck.
It's stuck. We don't
I feel
have
like
white
that's the dance
refrigerators.
doing these days.
It's up.
And knowing another thing is,
What's up?
y'all had iconic mixtape covers.
Facts.
I think that was a good selling point because Nick, those mixtape covers,
Right.
was
Yo,
iconic.
but it's a difference.
Joel Santana with the
was
chain
in
that
a
stand
drug-
up.
We was in a drug sellers era. Right now we in a drug users era.
Yes.
Way different.
Yes.
That's a
Way
fact.
different.
A fact.
Niggas wanted to ball and get money and do
It's like
fly
niggas
shit
glorify drug
and do
dealing,
the
and now they
most-
glorify taking drugs
They glorify making money. Now they just want
and buying drugs.
Spending on drugs.
They're on drugs, man.
Now they just glorify.
Niggas made whole song Percocets, Molly Percocets.
It's a different type of hustle back then. Like the young kids are doing things that we look at you like you crazy, like you really a fiend. Like niggas was doing all this shit type back then when we was hustling, boy, you a whole fiend out here.
Back in the day, I ain't never nigga was not trying to take no pills.
Right, it's different.
Anything past weed, niggas looking at you funny.
Well, niggas in my that I know personally that I fuck with, you take dust, boy, you wildin' on that dust. Like, and now, like, anything past dust was like, oh, you definitely a fiend, boy. You are a real fiend.
You doing them coolies, the woolies,
You a fiend. You a crackhead. Like, yo, it's full blown crackhead. There wasn't no way around it. It wasn't no you smoking woolers around me. You're a crackhead. And so when I used to go to Miami, I used to go to Miami and they used to be like, yo, this is a dirty bun. I'm smoking that bunk. Like, what you mean? Like, they got, yo, you niggas smoking coke? I'm looking at kids.
Don't pass that, nigga.
These is crackheads. But these is grown gangsters that getting money and shit like that. I'm like, you heard? Like, I roll up on one of these rappers, man. I would never say his name and shit like that. So I roll up on early. He popping too early down in Miami to go talk to him. He's like, yo, he's smoking. Like, I will offer you this, but you know, this is dirty. I'm like, in my mind, I'm like,
At least he told you.
Right.
Look at his face.
like this is early in Miami. It's like 02. I'm like 03. Like, yo, is this the thing that, like, what's going on? Because up top, you a crackhead.
Word, that's a
and
no-go.
not to say, like, I don't want, you know, I love Miami, but I'm just telling you, when I was younger, my correlation to what it was is like, yo,
it was different.
Where we from, you smoke coke, you what?
You're
a fiend, nigga.
Am I lying?
You don't even get respected.
Nigga, coke ain't smoke coke. Nigga, like, what? Nigga, smoke coke? Bro, my line was any of that acceptable? Seriously.
Listen,
it was any of that acceptable up here, all the way up into 2005. Was any of that shit acceptable?
If you put coke in your cigarette,
did niggas
coke in your weed?
Did niggas use syrup or lean in New York City?
No, listen.
No.
Seriously, have you ever heard that?
If you put coke or crack in your cigarette or weed, nigga, you was a crackhead, you was a fiend. You was a custy.
Mike is shit like that.
Have you ever heard lean in the 90s? Have you ever heard of syrup in the 90s?
They was doing that.
I heard they was doing that in Philly and Houston.
Yes,
that's it.
Nigga. That's, you know how I learned about that? Dutch and Spade. When under them signed Dutch and Spade from Philly, nigga, we was on the tour bus going to Miami from New York. The nigga Dutch was like, yo, I'm about to take this. Don't nobody worry about it. I'm not dead. I'm just going to be dead, but I'm not dead. I'm going to wake up in Miami. I'm good. Yo, that nigga hit the lean, and the nigga that woke up in Miami. I'm like, yo, what?
Nigga gave y'all warning.
He like, this that lean.
Nigga gave a warning. Like, don't panic.
What?
I might fall out.
You know, I start seeing it, but it wasn't a New York thing at all.
Nah, Siegel and them was talking about it. I didn't know what it was. They were talking about syrup and all that.
This is what they was on. Like, I got a lot. They stopped using our blood, but when they was in the Rockefeller era, that was their thing. Like, and that's how we learned about it, was from them. That was a Philly thing that they did and shit like that. You did?
It definitely was a Philly thing.
Heard, and then Houston, they screwed up music. I'm like, oh, I start traveling.
It wasn't in New York,
but
bro.
New York, no nigga in New York. You never see no nigga in New York.
We was not running around with double cups.
Nah, nigga running around with a cup, bro.
Niggas drinking out the bottle.
Stop it.
No cups. There was no white styrofoam.
So
double cups.
That goes back to how young people are impressionable. Like, you see how easy it is to turn New York into a thing of real live drugs, Percocets, lean, all that shit now is like we in Atlanta, right here in New York. Right? Every kid is going berserk and shit like that over this shit. Where we was younger, niggas was smoking weed,
niggas smoking chocolate.
You heard? Drinking Hennessy with Alizé, shit like that.
Wet with Alizé.
Thug Passion, little 40s and shit like that. Like, we didn't, niggas wasn't like, yo, let's go get a dime of coke, and we wasn't getting a dime of coke. That wasn't my thing.
Niggas wasn't making Arnold Palmer's. Mixing that lemonade and ice. You know, Arnold Palmer's lemonade and iced tea. So you missed the coke, the weed, and Arnold Palmer.
A lot of coke is back like it was in the 80s. It's for like early 80s. Like,
it's crazy how many people using coke.
Now regular, time out. That's regular now.
Young girls are
regular.
No,
a lot of young girls on that cocaine.
Regular though, they think it's regular.
They ask me if I party. I don't party. They ask me if I party. I don't party. The girls ask me. They say, Maino, do you party? I said, no, I don't party. They said, we're going to go to the bathroom, though. I said, go to the bathroom. It's okay. Go to the bathroom. You know, what you do? I don't party, though. Go to the bathroom.
That's the cold. That's the cold.
I don't party.
That's the cold.
They're gonna party. They're gonna get skied.
That's the meaning.
You
That's the
Not to be
code.
like it's
Bitch, we in the party. You want to party some more?
And she went to end the party. Yeah.
expensive coffee.
Got it.
Go ahead, you go over there.
I got it.
You at the after party before we even get there, bitch. You cool as
I
a
was
fan,
in a
bitch.
club in New York, and the girl said, "Anybody got coke?" I said, "How old is you?" She said, "I'm 20."
Little baby.
I said, "How old is you?" She said, "I'm 22." I said, "You do coke?"
Yep.
And then be mixing stuff in it. There's like pink coke now. There's like all types of stuff.
Coke is
She's
cool,
doing that.
right? It's
Bro,
all right.
all that is
Yeah.
all
Bum,
that
bum,
is
bum.
all that is stemming from the amount of drugs that people
Bum,
been
bum,
taking
bum.
now. So everything is coming back full circle. But now they got the syrup, they got the pills with it, they got the coke back at it. They going crazy
That
right
coke
now,
is strong
drugs.
right now.
They
And shout out to
going
LA.
crazy.
I'll be in LA a
I
lot.
need to be.
LA, they loose with it.
Yeah, they definitely.
They want Scarface numbers out
Yeah,
there.
they not even hot.
bugging out
They
there.
don't got no skirt on it. They
They
just
bugging out there in LA. Like,
they not even trying to cover the nut. They like,
Especially during Corona.
nah, they backing that shit out like weed. Like they backing that shit out like
My
weed.
nigga,
Like
they
you rolling up
bumping-
the weed, they got the
bumping
$50
up.
bill.
It's
Like whoa,
already,
whoa, whoa,
my
whoa,
nigga.
whoa.
Club, bathroom. Don't be in no house party.
it's
nigga.
that. It's that. Time out. It's
Do
that
not
little.
be in the house party. in the
This
hills
is
or
spoon
Miami,
right here. This
nigga.
little area right here.
House
Nigga,
party is
This little area.
what house
It's
parties
nasty.
in LA?
Booger sugar.
Yo,
Yeah.
Are you nuts?
Y'all nasty in LA.
LA house parties?
They go
okay.
up.
Y'all nasty.
Okay.
They go up on a
Okay.
Tuesday for real.
Yeah, nasty.
Okay, right here.
Right
This-
there.
This area here.
Right here.
This area right here. Okay, hold on. Let me show the area.
Right here, right
Let me show the
here.
area.
A little
Right here.
cup.
This area. What do you call this area right here? This is the bump area right
Yeah,
here.
the
Okay.
cup, right
They
here,
said,
the
"Man,
cup."
you party?" No, I don't party. Well, we gonna go to the bathroom. Me and my friend. Okay, go to the bathroom. It's okay. This area here. And sometimes I walk to the bathroom with them, and I just want to look.
Is that an accident?
No, I don't want to look. No, I just want to look. No, I've been drinking.
No, it's like the whole shoulder thing.
You can't believe it. You gotta watch them.
Look here.
Remember that? You remember the bitch did like a Molly off the counter one time?
No, that was the cocaine off my.
That was cocaine. I thought it was Molly.
No, that was another
That was
time.
another time.
Whoa.
No,
That's
no,
what we-
no,
There's a lot going on. There's a lot going
no.
on.
In my house,
Whoa.
no.
We done seen it. We done seen
One
it.
of my houses.
We done seen
wait,
it all.
whoa, wait, let's not even go there. It's
It
not
was
the
a-
house.
your
It's-
rental
wait,
advisory
I don't know what's going on.
It was some folks.
That was a while ago. though.
It was a
So.
while ago. It was over. This is what 7, 8, 9 years ago.
Yeah, that was
right?
a long time ago.
Let's not-
It's like an
you
island
don't
like
even have to
this.
talk
That bitch
about
did
it.
a
No, it's
whole.
cocaine use.
She lined that shit up there.
Right.
She lined that shit up there in the whole
Yeah, she sniffed the whole
the
line
whole
of the table.
fucking counter.
Mile of Molly sounds
That
like
bitch.
It wasn't no cocaine.
And what happened after that?
She went up.
She went
She
up.
was stuck. She was
Went
stuck.
up.
The whole
I want to
table.
ask a question. I want to ask you a question.
What up?
So
That's why you
after you
asked.
came out of jail,
Right.
wanted to fulfill your dreams, at that moment, when she sniffed that whole line, did you feel like you made it?
Yeah, fucking right. I made it. Talking about timing, nigga. In my room. I definitely made it. You know what I mean? Because you know why? The table is, let's see. You see the island right there? The table probably longer than that. Maybe just a little bit longer than that. Maybe 2-3 inches longer than that. And she did a line.
Like
maybe
she was
from-
trying to
from
break a
top to
Guinness
bottom.
World Record.
Yeah.
She burnt her nose. This
Yeah,
is like
definitely.
That bitch slid that shit. That bitch snailed
yeah.
that.
Yeah, and I was impressed. I never tried coke in my life though,
chill,
ever.
like-
Never tried coke. Never tried it.
Me neither.
But you know what? I provide the vibe. And if that's still drug of choice,
Whoa.
I provide the
No,
vibe.
that don't sound right.
No,
Get into it.
If that's your vice,
No, if that's your vice, that's your vice.
yeah,
It is.
don't provide the vibe.
No, no,
If
that-
that's your vice,
No, if that's your vice,
I just
you
don't
know.
like how you saying when you like I provide the vibe. No, if that's your vice,
If no, this ain't your vice.
He
If that's your
provides
vice,
the. He
I might
provides
give you
the.
some music.
No, he
You can
provides the
enjoy your
couple.
vice,
Yeah.
but I don't need.
He provides
I don't
the
like how you say what you say.
He provides
I
the
provide
couple
the vibe.
atmosphere.
I provide the atmosphere.
That make it be. That make
No,
it
no.
be misconstrued.
Okay,
Yeah, he
cool.
provides the
There's a lot
atmosphere.
going on out here right now, so you
No,
don't want
it's
to
like-
be
it's like-
known for providing the
See, I was
vibe.
like, I just provide the vibe.
You're right. Don't,
Whoa.
don't,
Oh,
don't,
Whoa, you
don't
gotta
do that.
take that out.
Slow
You
up.
gotta
No,
take
no,
that
get
out.
out of
You
here.
gotta take that out.
Don't do
You
that.
gotta take that out.
Don't do that.
Slow up.
I've been
You
at
gotta
man
take that.
wedding.
You
Don't
gotta-
do that.
We gotta take
you-
that out. We're gonna
Don't do that. Don't do
Whoever
that.
editing, we're gonna just get that out of there real quick.
No, what I'm saying is I provide an atmosphere. Now, if you want to come
The
and
atmosphere,
sniff
not the-
cocaine off my
We don't got loose 8 balls laying around. We
off my
provide the
dining room
atmosphere.
table. If you want to sniff cocaine off my dining room table,
We gonna make sure it's clean
I
for
just
you.
don't, I just
Make sure it's
don't like. I
clean.
just don't like how none of it sounds.
that's
It
too
sounds
bad.
uncomfortable.
It just real. It's like it's like
Off my dining room table.
It's just very unnerving. It's like I don't.
You
It may
shouldn't
not
even
be.
be there.
Yeah. It's,
I shouldn't be there.
No.
All right, no cocaine on my dining room
You
table.
do what you do.
But maybe it happened already. Is what I'm saying. This is the past.
Allegedly.
Allegedly, yeah.
There you go.
Okay.
Allegedly, she did a mile.
Allegedly, if you ever,
Mile of Molly.
Keyword.
Let me just say this to all them
Say
people.
allegedly one more time.
Allegedly,
Reportedly.
to all
Matter
the
of fact,
people
Nick
out
allegedly
there.
pop up on the screen.
And if you in TV land right now, if you ever sniff cocaine off Jermaine Coleman's dining room table, allegedly, if you ever done that, it's okay. It's okay.
You annoying.
It's okay.
I don't
It's
know.
okay.
I don't know where. I don't know.
He's like, as
It's
your friend,
okay.
I'm telling you, don't.
I
It's
don't.
okay. This is my brother.
And clearly,
No.
He's like, no, really.
No.
this is why he should.
It's okay.
I don't know where this is going. Where we going? Where we going?
No,
Saucy.
Do we have an agenda? Or we going
Saucy.
to dial it back in? Let's dial it
No,
back in.
let's bring it back in.
Dial it back in.
Let's dial it.
Let's
Oh,
Let's
wait.
get back to where we was at.
We're in
So
Clubhouse.
Let's get back to
We gotta reset the room.
Reset the room.
Let's reset the room.
Reset it. Reset it.
Everybody, no, Saucy.
Yeah, so
Shout out to Saucy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
For the people that are not cocaine users. No, I gotta stop. No, I won't stop. I've been drinking. No, let me tell you what it is. Let me just say
he
what
said,
it is. No, because I got my friend here.
see, that's
bro.
what you never pass.
I got my friend here, bro.
This nigga is
No, I got my
tripping.
friend. I'm smoking weed with my nigga. You understand? I'm
Nigga
smoking weed with my
said,
nigga. I'm
If
smoking
you
weed with my
don't
nigga.
use cocaine,
No,
man.
it is. It's okay.
Let's talk about the drip report. Not the cocaine drip, like actual drip report.
No, I'm fly too though. Don't just give it all to him. Don't just no. Don't just give it all to Jim. No.
This is what happens.
No. Don't just give it.
No.
Let's bring this context
I'm
back.
smoking. You got me
You're not
high.
smoking no
Right,
more,
look,
bro.
I'm just like, let me help.
I feel like my feet is moving. I feel like
Yo, we got pause.
yo,
I might have to take a pause. This
my
is
shit moving for no reason.
Fucking up my cool. I can't even fucking.
No, it's okay. It's okay. My shit moving. What the fuck?
Weed doesn't do
You
that.
know,
No, he don't know.
I'm a different nigga. We just.
You gotta relax.
This
You gotta
nigga is
relax.
tripping over here. Is this nigga tweaking? Like, what's going on? This nigga's. He is on Pookie mode over here. This nigga is in the chicken coop right now. This nigga is bugging right now.
No.
Oh my God.
Scotty, come get me.
Yo, I swear, I just gave him some weed. I don't want this to turn out bad. And niggas is like, yo, he was smoking what Jim gave him. I smoked saucy, just weed. That's all it was.
We smoke
Only
saucy.
vibe we
Smoking and
provide.
drinking.
But the drip report.
The drip report is on Revolt, right?
Yes, the Drip Reporters on Revolt is a weekend weather show. Shout out to Diddy, shout out to Detavia, shout out to the whole production team. Man. It's pretty dope. I'm having a good time doing it.
How did you guys like connect it with Revolt? You've been doing it, so like, how did that?
Yeah, with Detavio, I had a meeting with Detavio when he was working for I1, and then he ended up going he ended up going to Revolt, and everything happened from there. You alright?
I'm feeling good. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm feeling good. There's a difference. We at home, we nothing but we're amongst family members. This is love. You know, the difference is this, right? It ain't like some nigga that just came here, right?
You sounded like a nigga uncle right there. You said, nigga, the difference is this. Nigga.
It's different. I'm gonna tell you like this.
I was drinking.
I was
wasn't driving.
But I was driving. Right? No, but no, I'm saying.
My leg. It's doing stuff.
No, I'm happy. You understand? We vibing. Everything's good. We smoking.
Why you do this to him?
In Capital here. You understand? That's my brother, man. He
work
got me high.
Extra loud
He
pack.
did it before. It's all right. Okay.
You know, warning label.
What was you saying?
Let me see the package, man. You know, warning label on that shit.
No, what was you saying
No,
though?
the drip report, Revolt.
He
how
was
came
saying-
about?
No, because he be tapping his feet. You be
Like boom. That's what I was doing.
Yeah.
that shit.
Back here.
That shit made it to Revolt.
It is, okay.
No, nah, definitely. Shout out to all the stuff you got going on, bro.
The fraud.
Fraud department. It's called the fraud department.
Yeah, Harry Fraud.
Yeah, that's the name of the project.
That's
Fraud
the name of the
department.
his name of the project. Super duper. No, listen.
Nigga said,
I called you one day. I was
I say no before
No.
the show. I said no, right? I said
You
no.
know, I'm gonna start listening to you. I think.
imagine if we would put the other factor in the mix.
All right, I called them one day. I was in New Orleans.
Remember I called you from New Orleans. I called you. I said, bro, this shit fire. When you put out El Capo. I said, this is fire. We was on the road. We was in New Orleans. Remember?
I remember.
That was a trip. We lost the road.
What are you laughing about?
You got memory like an elephant. That's what
I
they
do.
say.
I do.
Who came up with that shit? How the fuck they know what an elephant memory is?
Because they said because an elephant doesn't it remembers. It remembers very well. That's what they say.
What? How they?
Remembers what though?
Very well.
Fuck.
It remembers everything.
How do they know?
Because
But they show them something to show them some 10 years later, so you know it.
People study animals.
No, they said like.
Nah, but yeah, go
fish is short.
finish what you said.
no, I called you one day, and I.
Was you? You was in New Orleans
Bugging
with
right
us.
now. Y'all, let me speak. Let me speak.
Yeah, we lost a lot.
Kitchen talk. Shout out to Halal,
He lost
bro.
a lot that
No,
tour.
El Capo. I called you one day when El Capo came out. I was in New Orleans. I was on the road when El Capo come out. I listened to the whole project. I sat up in my hotel room. I listened to it. And I told you I was calling you, and I was saluting you because it was not like a homie call. It was like it was a dope. It was top to bottom. I was like, oh God, this is crazy. Not even because I was on it. No, it wasn't because I was on it. I was calling because this is my friend, and I was calling
I remember
like,
that.
yo, nigga, this shit is fire. That El Capo was
He showed
serious. It was serious. Then you put out the
deluxe.
the deluxe. We had another record on there. Yeah, definitely. We supposed to shoot the video. When we shooting the videos, man.
Let me get back.
I'm
to
waiting
it
on
this
you.
week.
Come on,
We gotta
man.
shoot- we gotta shoot it this week. I gotta put it together. Man.
Cause you be directing and all that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'll be trying to do everything. This is crazy.
Nigga, come on, man. I'm gonna call you and I'm just say, fuck it, let's just shoot it behind a white background.
No, I got it. I got
Come
it.
on, man.
Is it about that you are getting into that you're working on?
You done. You done. Don't worry about it, bro.
I created a platform called Quarantine Studios that's pretty dope. Bro.
Shout out to Quarantine Studios. Me and that
Yeah, I
man
remember
did a lot of work on Quarantine Studios.
It's pretty dope. It's an artist platform, man.
Let's talk about Quarantine Studios because you found out a way how to record on basically on Zoom and basically make a studio vibe, like a vibe in the studio with everybody on at the same time, recording, doing music, talking. What the fuck?
Engineering and everything.
What?
The hand movements. Doing a lot of.
Chill out, man. I smoke, man. Listen,
He created a vibe.
he created a vibe.
Back to that.
And everybody, like, because I use Quarantine Studios with him.
I know.
He's at his house. I'm at my house. The engineer's in a whole nother city. We got other people on there at the same time, and we making music. How the fuck did you do it?
I had seen somebody do some. I had seen Meek actually
I saw that.
did something similar for what he was doing his album, but it was nowhere near what we was doing. It was like some personal shit he had going on with his engineer, and I was going back and forth with Harry Fraud and John Sparks and shit like that. And I was telling them what I saw to see if there's a way they think that we could kind of pull this off and make it make sense in real time and with no latency and shit like that. They helped me figure it out the loop. I'm not no techie guy, nothing like that. But
You're a smart nigga, man.
I know a lot about it.
No. You're a smart nigga.
I know a little bit.
No. You're a smart nigga, bro. Like, you're a smart nigga. Like, because you called me.
He know enough. He ain't like,
No,
hey son, come set this iPhone for me. I'm trying to FaceTime. He know enough.
you know way more than that.
I'm trying to FaceTime Joel. Go ahead, show me something. He know enough.
Oh,
Get him where he need to get.
Oh, you set up the
Some
whole
people
shit.
don't know nothing.
The last time I was on, we had Scratch on there. Remember?
Well, that shit, all this digital techie shit is some shit that I've been into since maybe like 2001. Back then, I figured out how to build a studio, take the studio with me on the road, and that was like before anybody was doing it. So when I asked the engineer, he showed me how to do it. Just kind of at that time we was at Rockefeller, and when I showed them about the inbox, how we could turn one of the offices into a studio at any time, they end up cutting all the artists' recording budget and buying them all separate rigs so they could start recording in their house on side. So they turned like 3 offices in Rockefeller to like studios off of the shit that I had created. So this is like deja vu all over again.
Right.
So all these shit you see right now.
So you said they
these
cut
hits-
the budgets?
Yeah. So all these kids right now you see with these personal rigs and all that shit, I'm responsible for all that shit.
Y'all responsible for a lot. Y'all brought a lot to the culture. Y'all brought a lot to the culture. Y'all basically inspired a lot. You know,
we was inspired by a lot. Shit, you dig? You're like how people felt about us. We felt that way about other people that we saw coming up and getting money in this game. And
who was you inspired by?
Peers.
Who was you inspired by?
Cash Money was one of the people that inspired us.
Baby,
you dig? Like that's why the relationship was so dope because we love what they were doing as a.
Was you inspired by Baby's lugs?
Look, nah, I'm not going for. He ain't had no lugs. Capo ain't do no lugs.
I did not have no lugs.
No, man, see my nigga. Was he inspired by Baby's lugs?
Nah.
No, Baby had the
Baby had
lugs.
lugs.
High tops, all that. Yeah, all
Capo never had no fucking Uggs, man.
Lugs.
No lugs.
But the whole even the Master P, like so when Master P was like before we got our deal, this Master P was like one of the niggas.
You fuck with the Mignatis?
We adore, huh?
Fuck with the Mignatis?
Oh man, this nigga got jokes. These niggas is going crazy.
What you talking about?
This niggas is going crazy.
Hey, listen, I want to send a message to Master P. I don't give a fuck what you talking about, nigga. You can send me a pair of Mignatis.
Size what, 10?
Size 10.
Master P making a car right now.
That's what I'm saying.
Oh, yeah,
or
I saw that.
Size
It's called
10
a try-on.
or a 10 and a half.
With the Mignatis.
I'm gonna wear
the
the
leopard
Mignatis.
joints. The leopard joints.
Shut up, Rick.
Nah, I'm gonna keep it. I'm gonna keep
Put
it.
them in a box.
I fuck with Master P. But
I do, man.
I'm not winning. I'm gonna keep it.
No, on some real shit.
I'ma keep it tall.
No, on some real shit. Y'all need
I'm gonna wear
a.
the
Come on, on some real
Mignatis,
shit. Y'all need a Dipset rap snack.
That might be fly.
That's not already a thing.
No, they don't have them.
Nah,
on
they
rap
got a
snack.
couple rap, because I was in Atlanta, they got a couple niggas rap snacks. Rap
They don't have
snacks taste good,
They don't
too.
have a Dipset rap
No, they
snack.
need, what?
Yeah,
They don't got that.
They don't got a Dipset rap snack?
Nope.
They need a Dipset. Who's in charge of that? What's name is in charge of that?
What?
No, I know who's in charge of that.
I forgot.
Who's in charge of that? I know who's in charge of that. We need a Dipset rap snack, nigga.
Definitely, that'd be dope.
Y'all late on that.
That's a fact.
Yo, I'm about to go home.
No.
Make a Dipset Mignotti. Make a Dipset Mignotti, and then make a rap snack to go
No,
with
I'm
it.
not doing no Mignatis, bro. That's not going. I'm not fucking with Mignatis, bro, at all.
No, but
bro.
on a serious note, I think you really did, again, like, really do it right. Even as, like, you know how nowadays there's, like, indie artists and they're just, like, empowered to really have their own brand and have this. You're one of those people. And this Master P and everyone else. Like, I feel like y'all did it right. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you did it in a massive way. And it shows people these days, like, you don't need. You can, of course, go the label route and do it that way. But I feel like you've done pretty much.
So as far as independent.
Listen,
Yeah, independent artists.
I don't want like so. I want to before I get out of here. If he don't answer, you got it. You cool? You want me to talk for a second?
Go ahead, bro. Go ahead, bro. No, we good.
I don't want independent artists to mix the business up on what you're an independent artist for. Yes, you are a person that above all is controlling your destiny and you're doing your own business and so forth and so forth. But the object is to run your business up so much that these major labels is going to give you a check that's going to change your life. And at that point, you become partners with a major label. And at that point, you're going to get what you negotiate, not what you deserve. So if you're smart,
Yep.
you're going to negotiate some terms that's always in your favor and you still get the big check. But a lot of people not going to tell you that. But there you have it.
I think that's the thing that you guys did as well, where it was like it was a partnership. It wasn't like I'm signed to this label and I do what they say. No, we gonna sit down because I got my thing going on, and you're gonna help me. You're gonna help me get to where I need to go. But we gonna negotiate this because I don't work for you. We are
Your
we
lawyer
a team
does
right
your
now.
your lawyer does that. So when you go through all the negotiations, you got to make sure that you have creative control. You got to make sure that you have certain budgets in your power. You got a lot of different things that you got to make sure that you have so that you can be seen in the light you want to be seen. And we was fortunate enough to be able to be smart enough to want those things as we was moving forward. So that's how that
I mean,
went.
I feel like
Fuck the industry, man.
navigate through all those things.
Fuck the industry, man.
And you guys were a team. It wasn't just we all doing this, we all just artists. No, it was people actually behind the scenes working. You know what I mean? Everybody working to help each other. It wasn't just one person here and people just around just chilling.
But
No,
that's
everybody worked.
that's the beauty of the label. When we was coming in, we had no knowledge of how a label works, but we knew that we need people to show us what was going on so we could learn. And we was fortunate enough to be at Def Jam and shit like that. So how we end up going the independent lane is because we had one of the biggest deals at that point at Def Jam through Rockefeller and shit like that. So Cam and Joel's had a deal. I wanted to get $1 million deal from Rockefeller. They dubbed me on that. Cool. At that point, me and Cam was like, it doesn't matter where we would put a record out with Jim Jones at, because everybody's still gonna buy a Diplomat record. And that's how we was like, shit, we gonna take this independent shit to another level, and we went and did the independent deal. And then my album came out, and shit, we carved the whole lane for New York and East Coast artists to start doing independent music and shit like that.
So your first album, was it distributed through E1?
Ducats, yeah.
Ducats, yeah.
E1, yeah. Turn to E1 later.
My first 4 albums.
Turn to E1 later. Capo called me one day and said, man, E1 cool, but, you know, careful over there. You know?
This dude name over there?
Alan.
Alan.
If it still was money over there, I would be getting money over there, nigga.
Man, they just got a different way of doing business. Shouts to E1, you know.
Definitely shout out to Alan.
I was telling somebody that today, like I got, like, you know, they were the reason for my career. I made a lot of M's over there with them, and I made them a lot of M's. That's why I talk to people about them the way I do and shit like that. But they was dope for the time served and shit like that. I made a shitload of money over there. You know what I mean? And at that time, I was still young and I was learning the game, and a lot of things that I know now, I wish I would have knew then, and I wouldn't be so frustrated when I used to go through what I was going through with them.
Man, no, that's understood, brother. I wanna thank you for pulling up tonight in the kitchen, talking with us, eating with us, breaking bread, smoke. Boy, you got me high, bro. I don't even get high.
Thank you.
I feel like I never believed that, but now I believe it.
What? I don't get high.
This is dope though.
No, we do it in the kitchen.
I wish you more successes.
No, it is more success.
This is a dope show. You just can't smoke no more.
It's not the first time you
Fuck
did
the
this
whole
to me.
sponsorship up, bro.
No, because he did it to me before.
And you know this. Why would you go down the same?
I smoked with him before at Brooklyn Chop House. Me and Capo performed. What's that?
What's that? Rolling Loud.
Rolling Loud.
He had you rolling on loud. Yep.
We was in the Maybach. We pulled up in motherfucking
I miss the Chop House. We was
Chop
running that
House.
shit out like
Yeah, he was a wild. Yeah, it was only us in
we
there.
had fun.
the whole doors in that bitch. This is the next 3 hours. We going crazy in this shit.
Hey, nigga, listen.
No homo. That ain't what we into.
No. Hey, Cabo. Oh, thank you, my nigga. No.
You stuck records right now.
No, it's all right. It's okay.
No, it's okay.
It's okay. I love you, bro.
As well.
I love you, bro. I love you, bro. For real. I want you to have a little meal before you go, bro. I want you to make sure you eat. Yeah,
Oh, yeah, we always got food.
We got food, man.
Have a small plate.
Have a small plate.
Before I get out of here.
Definitely.
It's still snowing outside.
Little bit of snow. It's a little bit of snow. I want you to eat. This is Kitchen Talk. Shout out to the Halal Bros. Get that brand new Halal Bros.
Queens Plaza, right?
No, Queens Village.
Queens Village, sorry.
Yeah, definitely. Shout out to Diamond Monroe.
And Pearl Monroe.
Shit.
Shout out to Pearls
No,
Monroe.
No, you know what it is though? That was that porn.
Yeah.
Shout out to Diamond
Nah,
Monroe.
that's a Diamond Monroe porno.
Okay, all right. Thank you.
No,
That's
no.
All right,
Tom
y'all.
Boy.
Episode 30.
Thank you.
never.
Fat Ricky from Full Street. Yo, hold on. Don't forget to set. Oh, you walking? We shooting.
Oh my God.
Shooting.
Oh my God.
Yo,
Don't forget to send in your videos saying why you should take Georgie on a date
yeah.
for Valentine's Day.
That's really a thing. Yeah,
For Valentine's Day. Kitchen Talk the podcast at Kitchen Talk the podcast to take Georgie on a date. To take Georgie on a date. Send your videos in.
Go
That's
with
a good
it.
Episode
contestant
30.
so far.
Yeah, we got.
That is spicy.
Let's eat.
This guy.